everyone, and we're live! Hello all, and welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my joyful friend Justin. Oh, hello! Early clapping for you, my friend. My mighty friend Mycl. Look at that purple. And that's it. We are here, my fantastic feathered friends, on this lovely Wednesday night. The first game of the summer trials. Splish splash. What? And we are bringing you a little game we like to call the end of the world. That's right. We've dimmed the lights. We got it all real down low. We got our whiskey poured and our beer a popping.
Feel free to dim the lights at home.
Yeah, if you want to dim along, you go ahead and you do that. Bring it right down real low and get real sexy lights.
Dim the lights down.
Got like a Barry White voice.
Yeah, ooh, real low like. But yeah, this is the end of the world, a game that we started off with way back when, and I am proud to announce that End of the World has done a lot of different variants. They've got Alien Invasion, Robot Apocalypse or something, Wrath of the Gods, but we're going back to basics tonight with a little game we like to call Zombie Apocalypse.
We like to call it that because that's what it's called.
That is what it's called.
We're not very creative.
No, it's just that's exactly what it is. It is, of course, an 18-plus show. We like to say swear words around here like boobies and Mycl. What's the other one?
Well, I like anal crack.
Anal crack corn, and I don't care.
That's true.
Yum.
So it's going to be a naughty one tonight, and we're also going to get spooky. So you could see some very 18-plus visualizations as these guys tear into the guts of humans. That's right, they're playing the zombies, not really.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you got all excited. No, so it could be a bit of a mature show. So if you feel like you're not mature enough to watch a show, no worries. You can leave the video. But before you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up on YouTube because it makes Justin feel... What are those feelings again?
Oh, ecstatic, really. But I just want to say that we're like really mature people here.
Super mature.
We are like super duper mature.
Super duper mature.
Really
we don't talk about nothing that's not mature enough.
Mature. So if you're not mature enough to handle our level of maturity,
that's true. Then you're not.
We even refer to it as mature.
Mature, mature manure. So this is the first game of the summer trials. We have 5 weeks of one-shots run by all of us. We got Alex, Justin, Mycl, and Chris all working out a single one-shot. So come back every Wednesday. You're going to see something new, which is no different tonight because, as I said, a throwback to the olden days, end of the world zombie apocalypse. But before we get into the game, we have to do a little bit of housekeeping, rewarding the XP in the various ways we do. So, without further ado, we're going to punch right into the MVP this week, who I am proud to announce is Mr. Mark Lane. Well done, Mark. Mark had a fantastic post, funny and sort of informative, about his late-night cure. He stays up late the night before, and he needs something to end his hungover type status, and we all got to break down a little bit of what we do, coffee being usually included in all of the options, as well as a few others sharing their opinions, which is always fantastic. So, well done, Mark. You win this week's most valuable post. Gives you a little bit of XP. However, we would be remiss if we didn't mention a very special someone who worked extremely hard. And you got to look at this girl's breakdown of all of what she's done on this. Aisha Lyle, it's not going to be a drum roll because I think we all knew this was coming, has created another fantastic video. And I want to show you guys how she broke down what we have done. And you can read this. This is like a best of the hits. She's got Donkey, Drunk Liam, Fairies, Fire, Goblin Dance, that she tirelessly went through every single video, found the clip, took it out, and crossed it off. And made a better trailer than we could have ever hoped for our channel. So, this week's MVP is going to be shared between Mark Lane and our very own, very talented, one of our greatest assets, in truth, of the community, Miss Aisha Lyle. You're knocking it out of the park, kid. So, and she sent us the video, so we're gonna put it as our trailer because it's awesome. I think it summarizes these goofballs pretty damn well. And
it once again, we're very mature. So if you haven't watched the video, I think it summarizes, it captures that maturity very well.
It does capture the maturity. We only mentioned poop like 15 times.
At least 15.
Yeah,
but
so
people need to talk about it.
So yeah, fantastic job, guys. Both of you did an awesome job this week. Aisha blew it out of the water. Well done. Please, guys, keep it up. The MVP is what keeps us coming back. It's so fun. Of course, this game, like any others, is going to have the mid-game post, so make sure you're watching halfway through the game where we stop the stream, well, not the stream, stop the action, and jump on the Facebook group where we post a mid-game post, and the first 3 people to comment get 5 XP each, and the 20th comment gets 5 XP as well. So a total of 20 XP up in the air. Now, you can comment as many times as you want, but you can only win once, one of those options, so make sure you do. What's so funny, Michael?
I'm wondering who Justin's playing ping pong with right now.
Himself? Well, he's playing it with me because I got one of those as well.
Nice.
Justin, go on!
You're going down. That's not how you play ping pong.
Wait, how do you play ping pong then?
You just make that noise.
So yeah, mid-game post is going to be halfway through the game, so make sure you check out the group and post, because you want that sweet XP. That's how you change the way the game is played.
Oh, sweet XP.
That's the face that I'm used to. I like it. Look at those. Tonight is going to be a spooky one, so we want to make sure that everyone's on note. I want to mention a quick little game we're running on right now. All summer long, all these summer trials, we're going to be running mini games during the week, which means little games that you can kind of, join in on and add to. And this week we had the caption contest, where everyone got to add captions to a variety of Invictus photos, where we're doing a bunch of silly shit. So the winners have been picked for each of those, but we now need to pick which of those pictures is the best. So right now on the stream, you can see a plethora of hilarious videos or pictures that have captions added to them. This I think is my favorite. Where you can like the video in any sort of way, or like the pictures, I should say, and the one with the most likes is going to win. And that winner is going to be added to the end. At the end of the mini games, all the winners of each of the individual games are going to have sort of a face-off of sorts, and there will be one grand champion named. You all right there, Michael?
Yeah, it's all good. You do look very disappointed that you were rejected from abduction. You're like, seriously, like, why not me? I want the anal probe.
Justin's face in that is the best, because he's kind of like, what? Oh, I can't zoom in. These are the stupid Windows 10. I can't figure it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
He's like, huh? That's a Justin face that I've seen many times throughout my entire life. Kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? Funny story, because Mark Lane asked, and I was going to post the sources of all those videos at one point, but the video in question that Justin and I are in was sort of a pre-scouting for another video that Chris and I were in called sort of Sewer Witch, where we went down into the sewers, and it's. Why are you shaking your head?
I just don't remember.
Remember we were walking in the field, and remember we were looking for the cover, the sewer cover.
Oh, very vaguely, very vaguely.
Oh, thanks. Well, great to know. Okay.
No. I believe that it happened. I believe that it was a great night.
It was magical.
But,
something I never forget.
I just want to do something right now. Thanks.
You've been getting that ready for some time. You were ready for that.
I was ready. I was trying it. If you watch the video, I was doing that. I was like, oh,
I saw it. I was wondering.
This could be a thing.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Like it. That's how they filmed the original one.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, back to you, Harlan.
Anyway, that is it for me. That is the MVP, the mid-game post, and contest that we're currently having. So go ahead and vote on your favorite photo, and they're going to win. I don't have much to talk about else because Deadlands we've got a few weeks off, so we don't have to recap anything, which is actually kind of nice. We get to wear our fancy Invictus T-shirts.
Yay!
Look at these guys here. We're working tirelessly to find you guys a good provider of new T-shirts. So very shortly, we are going to be posting about this, and we have a fun contest when we announce the shirts. And I won't give anything away, but I'm going to spoil it for you. It's going to be a design T-shirt contest, and we're going to get all you guys to design a T-shirt, and the number one. Well, I figure if I say it, then it actually holds me to it.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. If I don't say it, then I'll never do it. So if we say it now, I'm on a timeline now. So, and the winner of the said design T-shirt contest is going to get a free shirt sent to them by us. That's right. So now that's going to be coming up soon.
That's as long as the Canadian Post takes XP as currency.
That's actually true, and they're going on strike too, eh?
On strike. So everybody pool your XP together. And let's get the Canada Post back on track, eh?
Get them back on track, eh? Ya hose heads. Get your moose together there.
Hose head hosers.
Tonight's game is going to be very Canadian-filled, so be prepared. All right, that's it. Listen up for the. See, I'm giving you guys the download scoop because you who are here with us on the Wednesday night. The more unscripted. These are the acoustic sessions. The more unscripted, campaign-free, beatnik sort of. Yeah, man. Clap with your fingers, man. That's what these are. So I'm giving you guys
snapping.
That's called snap. Clap. What? Clap with your fingers. That's what I said.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
What's wrong with clapping with your fingers? That's what I said, Mom. You get the lowdown. You get the inside scoop. You get the hey, this is coming up down a pipe, eh? And here's another little secret. At the end of this game, one of these two clowns is gonna die. And it ain't gonna be Mycl. It's gonna be me. Bo. All right. That's enough of that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us get into the end of the world, zombie apocalypse. It was a dark and stormy night. No, not really. Justin Thomas James is a good friend of mine. You might know him from his blue T-shirt wearing days. He is in love, as I think a lot of us have been at one time or another, with a sweet little thing from a little town called Thunder Bay. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this area, Thunder Bay is it's a pretty big town, about 15 hours away. That's a bit of a trek. However, over the past 2-3 months, Justin has been Skyping with her on a nightly basis. And, well, it's getting pretty damn serious, wouldn't you say, Justin?
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting to a point where I'm thinking about maybe it's time to, take the next step from just Skyping to, the next step.
Which would be anal... No, but what he is going to do is...
Perhaps taking a car ride out there?
That too. A road trip of sorts. Now, Justin currently, his cars have been on the fritz, unfortunately.
Really?
So he turned to two of his very best friends in the world, Chris and myself, and asked, hey, you guys want to take a road trip out to Thunder Bay, meet my girl, and maybe hang out for a bit as a third wheel?
And video.
Exactly, and video the experience that's going to happen. Unfortunately, I could not make it, and neither could our good friend Chris, who's currently on vacation. But wouldn't you know it, best bud and Invictus co-host Mycl Barber stood up to the plate. Ain't that right, buddy?
I would always step up to the plate for Justin.
The man in the purple shirt.
That's right, the man in the purple shirt. And he decided, you know what, I'll take him. And sure enough, on a Sunday morning, because he took off the whole week for him, they decided to load up their car and go on that nice long drive, road trip up to Thunder Bay.
Sorry, you're not on our Facebook group. Get on there, and you'll learn Harlan's Guide to Dating. Find a girl, Skype her daily, do anal.
That's actually...
That's summarized by...
Well, you know what? I'm married, so clearly it works. What can I say?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
No, me neither, but it works.
Things have changed.
So you guys got in the car and you left. You left our little town of Pickering/Barrie, and you started driving. And you know what? It was a good time. We're talking road tunes, hanging out, Justin's iPod with nonstop Billy Joel and jazz on repeat.
Billy Joel, Supertramp, and jazz. That's it.
Yeah, minus the Billy Joel and Supertramp.
Just jazz.
And a little bit of Allman Brothers.
A little Almond Brothers, though, not Almond.
No, the cover band Allman Brothers.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
actually
like,
a kids band.
Yeah, kind of like Meet the Raisins,
like Teeny Bops. You know those like hits.
Yeah,
Meet the Raisins. Meet the Rollins.
Needless to say, Mycl was really enjoying himself.
He was.
Well, again, as many of you know, I was married long enough that I can ignore just about anything. So.
They had a good time, and they were driving, and about 10 hours into their trip, when the day grew long, they would stop, or I'd say 5 hours into the trip, they would stop, grab some food, and get back on the road. And it was a good time. 1,000
roughly
miles.
Sudbury.
Yeah, roughly Sudbury, exactly. So after 10 plays of I would walk 1,000 miles, night started to fall. And sure enough, as you guys are driving along the road and you're starting to come to the more rural areas, trees lining either side of the road, a fog started to kind of cling to the tops of the trees. Nothing different. I mean, that's sort of how we are around here, especially with the weather the way it is up and down. Mm-hmm. And eventually night fell. And you're driving along a very long, windy road. Which one of you is driving at this point?
I'll be driving.
Yeah.
Nice. Good to trade off.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, you're deciding to pick a spot to stop at. So as you are driving down the road, you see, just off to the side of the road, a really bizarre little diner. Something that you feel almost picturesque, out of a horror movie, to use the cliche. It's sort of fog-stricken. It's set in the trees. The neon light of diner sort of flicks, and the eye kind of hangs half buzzing. And you pull in to an almost empty parking lot, save one pickup truck. And your stomach is grumbling. But Mike is, of course, asleep next to you, taking a nap.
And as I pull the car to a stop, I turn down the radio, because it's really loud, or my iPod. Mm-hmm. And I say, "All right, Mike, looks like we made it."
What?
It's not Thunder Bay.
Oh,
no.
Okay,
No.
I thought that seemed a little soon.
All right. Yeah, I thought we should stop at this diner. It's really foggy out, and I don't want to crash your car.
No problem.
No, but I'm pretty hungry. I don't know about you.
Is there a motel here, or are we just crashing in the car for a little bit?
There is no motel.
So I'm good either way.
Yeah.
I can crash in the car if need be.
Yeah, actually, I could probably do that too. But do you want anything from inside? Do you want to come in with me, or get a nap?
Is it time to switch drivers?
Well, you drove until Sudbury.
Yeah.
So it's only been a couple hours out of Sudbury. I can keep driving. Like, I'm not too tired, but
you're both pretty hungry.
Do you need a coffee or anything?
Yeah, Mike, your stomach's growling too.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely grab, like, I don't know what they're going to have that I would eat, but maybe fries or something, so that will sit well.
Sweet. Well, it's on me either way.
No, man, you're driving. I'll get this one.
This is your car, and you decided to come along.
Which really makes it, if it's my car, makes you my guest. And therefore, I should be treating my guest.
I'm driving, therefore I'm chauffeuring.
Okay, you win. You talk me into it.
All right.
Two nice guys arguing about who's going to pay. Perfect. All right. So you step out of the car, and the night is still, quiet. Again, the fog kind of clings to the roof of the diner, and you hear that little buzzing of the neon sign flashing, and mosquitoes are still lingering in the air a bit. You take a big, long stretch. Oh. And, go ahead.
Oh, I love nights like this, man.
Oh, me too. Now, is it like, is it like, oh, hang on, just gotta get a little more stretchment there. I hate long drives.
Any chance to throw in those calves?
Yeah, but damn, look at them. Just look at them.
It's always worth it.
Now, we're probably going to want to get inside pretty soon because it's also probably some black flies and horse flies out here, which are not fun. So
yeah, around this time of night, they usually die off. Usually they're in the, but they still would be around.
Well, yeah, I'm hungry anyway, so I start walking towards the door, and I
could use a pee.
Okay, well, I hold the door open for Mycl.
Oh, so just as you walk up and you open the door, immediately you feel the air conditioning kind of waft over you, and it feels quite nice on the night. It's extremely humid out, of course. However, you also hear a yelling. You stupid fucking whore! Coming from inside.
All right, where's it coming from?
So you turn and you see in a well-lit diner, you see a man in a trucker hat standing up from the counter, slapping money down, and before you can even turn to Mike to kind of question it, he's walking out towards what you can assume is the pickup truck in the thing. So he kind of brushes past you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he did pay, right?
Looks like it.
Yeah, so I'll go right up to her and be like, "You okay? Is everything all right?"
Yeah, and you see a woman, probably in her early 30s, just kind of angry, and she turns at you and kind of slaps her hand on the counter and slides it off and takes the change. She says, "Yeah, I'm fine. What do you want?"
All right, Justin.
Yeah, I'll get a just the burger, the banquet burger, and some fries. Ketchup's on the table, I see. Yeah, that's it. And a Coke. I'm off my sugar thing.
Kitchen's closed. I can do something warm, pie. I can heat you up a sandwich, but I can't cook you anything, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever you got. Pie sounds good. I'll get a few slices of pie.
Bagels?
Yeah, I can do a bagel.
Okay, I'll do two plain bagels, no butter, and a black coffee, and then I will go pee.
All right. And you can see she's now warming up a bit. You can see that she was a bit just set off. All right. And she turns around, puts 2 cups in front of you, and starts filling them up with black coffee. She puts the bagels in.
So Mycl went to the washroom?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm there. I think at this point, this is probably where my occasional social anxiety would probably kick in, or awkwardness. And I just don't make conversation. I just kind of like pretend that I'm looking at really interesting things.
Which is perfect because she doesn't seem social either, and she actually turns her back to you immediately, and she walks through a double door into the kitchen, and you're now just sitting sort of alone in the diner.
Even though I feel this pressure to talk to her and, make contact, like, she seems like she's in a bad mood, I should probably say something, I don't.
And as you're sitting there, you hear the front door open. Turning around, you see the man who brushed past you. And he walks right up to the counter, and he leans on it right next to you, inches from you, and he says, "Can I borrow your phone?"
Yeah, sure. Who are you calling?
My car won't start. I need a tow truck and a jump.
Oh, okay. Do you have CAA?
Yeah, I got CAA.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, yeah, I've got CAA too. I'm not gonna do anything. I gotta give the man my phone.
Okay. So he kind of takes the phone from you, not rudely, but he snatches it. You can tell he's exasperated, and he's got heavy, calloused hands, and you can see he's got some black, oil under his nails, and he looks like a mechanic of sorts. And he goes to unlock it. Do you have a lock on your phone?
Yeah, I do.
So he kind of, almost rudely, kind of holds it in front of you and says, "Can you unlock it?"
And I punch it in.
And he picks it up, and he dials the number, and he just kind of steps to the back of you.
Okay, and I keep an eye on him. And I'd probably awkwardly start walking towards the door, as if I saw something interesting at the door, and in the way of the door. It's funny because this actually happened to me the other day, just last week. someone was outside of my work, and it's kind of a sketchy area, but she seemed nice, but I didn't get a trustworthy vibe from her anyway. So, but she asked for my phone, and I was like, sure, and I gave it to her.
You seem more ready to give your phone to this guy, though. You're like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I had this experience. See? So, anyways, I kind of stood in a spot where she couldn't, get away from me. Well, she could have if she wanted to.
Get away from me. I had a spot.
She would have had to like brush past me or run really fast.
So you're gonna basically stand between him and the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mike, you come out of the bathroom and you see a man on a phone and Justin standing at the door.
All right. Do I recognize him as the same guy that walked out?
Oh yeah, immediately.
Okay, so immediately what I would do is I'd look for every exit possible.
Okay, so you can see the one through the front, obviously,
yeah,
and
I'd assume there's one through the kitchen.
Exactly, but that's the only one.
And I'd be looking for anything around him to see if it's the kind of stools that are like bolted to the ground or whether they move.
They're bolted to the ground.
Yeah, I figured they'd be that kind because it's an old like 50s style diner kind of deal.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd also be looking for anything like even like one of the sugar glass containers if I have to beat him with it.
There's definitely sugar glass containers.
But yeah, I mean, if he seems like he's not as angry,
why don't you give me a roll?
I'd probably just sit in one of the booths where I can see kind of everything going on. Because I do that in every restaurant I go into anyway.
Why don't you give me a roll to see if you can kind of just pick up what his vibe is?
All right. How do we do this again? What am I doing?
So we're going to 1 die for success, 1 die for the challenge, and we'll just keep it even. And if you have any other benefits, then we'll add another die. But
how about pragmatic?
Sell it to me.
Well, because I'm well, I might have to take this guy out, and if I see that, then I want to make sure that I can handle the situation and be in the right spot at the right time.
Well, my understanding was you were sort of trying to assess his threat level, which, well, yeah, I guess that could be fine. Sure, let's do that. Let's do 2 positives and 1 negative. So roll 3 die, and the last one rolled will be the one that is your negative. Is it high success or low success? I forget.
Low, I believe, right? Because you got to get under your number?
Yeah, that's right. So success.
All right.
So 2 successes. So yeah, you get a pretty strong vibe from this guy right away. You are no stranger to this type of area. You know that it's a bit gruffer out here. Men are men, women are women, and you don't perceive any of his sort of forcefulness or brutishness as anything other than just sort of how he is. You don't perceive anything.
Yeah. All right.
However, as you're kind of seeing this, the back door swings open, the kitchen door swings open, and your waitress walks back out, and she takes a look at him and says, "The fuck you doing back here?" And he's on the phone. He kind of turns to her and he gives her the middle finger.
I say he needed to call CAA. His tow truck is stopped, or his truck is stopped. He needs a tow truck.
And she stares daggers at you. Can you help that son of a bitch?
Yeah. Otherwise, he would have been stranded here. And I kind of give her a knowing look.
Oh, that look? And she walks back into the back again. And, okay, so he hangs up the call and he hands you back your phone.
Thanks.
He says, "Yeah, thanks."
Is it all taken care of?
And he says, yeah, as the door swings shut behind him. And you see him step out by his truck, he lights a smoke, and he's leaning on it, smoking.
I'm just going to look at the number.
Sure.
In my phone. Just, out of curiosity.
Yeah, so there's 3 numbers, 1-800-GRANNY porn, 2-800, no. He dialed 411, and then he dialed a number, which you have to assume is probably the CAA. And, yeah, so a few seconds later, the door swings open again, and the waitress comes out pretty gruff-looking, pretty pissed off, and she puts down the bagel, and she puts down your what did you order again?
I ordered pie, and I got a black coffee as well.
And a banquet burger.
Oh, no, but she didn't have the kitchen.
Oh, right.
So she puts the bagel down in front of you and slides you the butter. She then takes a piece of pie, puts it in a microwave right behind her for 30 seconds, and puts it in front of you. And she says, "Do you want a milkshake?"
No, thanks. Just the coffee is fine.
It's on the house. We throw them out at the end of the day anyway.
This is a regular occurrence?
What is?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant you throw him out at the end of the day of the restaurant. Didn't quite hear that. My apologies.
Were you trying to tell a joke?
No. I was actually asking, like, do you want a milkshake?
Can try to lighten the mood.
No. Like, I was seriously, like, do you want a milkshake?
Oh, okay.
So then she doesn't. Oh, you're used to throwing him out every day.
Okay.
But you meant
if
the
you're not
milkshake.
playing it off as a joke, she's going to
I was like,
making fun of her, and she's going to say, "No, the milkshakes. We start them every morning. Whatever doesn't get made gets thrown out."
Oh, yeah, my apologies. Totally didn't hear that correct.
I appreciate the offer, but no, I think this is fine. This is great.
And she looks at you, Michael.
No, thank you. The coffee will be fine.
All right. And she turns around and she goes again into the back. So you finish your coffee and pie quite simply. It's quiet. There is sort of you realize now that everything's sort of settled down that there is a small radio droning on, just some country music. Sounds like we're down south, not up north. Yeah.
Well, we're north of 7, which is, if you go up north of 7, it's enough. It loops to the south.
Yeah, it's the mirror image.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So, you finish your food, and a short time later, she sets down the bill, and
I grab it, and I slide it over slowly.
Actually, let's do like some sort of a pose check.
Okay,
because I feel like I would try to snatch it first, even though
I know, which is why
let's do a physical attack roll for both of you, and whoever gets higher.
All right.
So just
what are
one
we
die?
Just one die?
Yeah.
1d6.
Unless you have anything that can be added.
Ooh. But that's good. Yeah. That's a success for me.
But he doesn't want to pay for it. Justin gets to pay. That's what they're fighting over.
Told you there was going to be a lot about Canadian stuff in this.
Yeah.
All right. So I pull out my debit card.
She looks at you. We don't take debit. We take cash.
Do you have an ATM?
No, we don't have an ATM. We take cash.
Oh, okay. No problem. Michael?
I got this.
So she looks at you.
I was going to say, I rarely have cash on me as well, but I actually lived in Thunder Bay for 4 years and have driven up that route quite a bit, and it is always good to have cash because there's very few debit machines along the way.
Well, there you go. So you pay the girl, you give her
I would actually give her 100% tip because she seems like she's had a rough day.
Really? 100% tip?
Yeah, because, I mean, really, we're talking, it was probably, what, $5 for the meal?
Yeah, well, let's see.
Maybe 10?
$2.50 for the coffee, that's $5. That's $2.50 each because free refills, and they're a diner in the middle of bumfuck. Yeah, we'll say it was like $7 to $10 meal, so $20 basically.
Yeah. If you're tuning in now, this is End of the World Apocalypse
episode Diner. Okay, so you pay the girl, you stand up, you walk out. The guy's still smoking by his car by the time you get back in the car, and you're on the road.
No, I feel like I would stay there.
Okay, so you sit.
I'm sorry, I feel like I would stay there until he got CAA there.
Sure.
Also because I'd be worried about, they obviously had some issues.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't notice if there was anyone there with her, so I feel like I wouldn't leave her alone with someone that there's obviously that much hostility. So, Justin, is that okay if we just hang out a bit until CAA gets here? Do you mind?
Yeah. No.
I know it's going to put us behind, but...
Well, that's okay. We're going to be there for an entire week. I mean...
So you sit there, 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes passes, 25 minutes pass, and he gets in his truck, and he's now just sitting in his truck. It looks like he's sleeping in the truck.
It's going to be a while before they get here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Why don't we recall that number and just see when they're coming?
Yeah, sure. And I look around for I look around for the name of the diner.
It's called the White River Diner.
The White
White River. Oof. It's a good place.
Well, you're just outside of it, so get ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I call the number.
Okay, and CAA.
Hey there. We are at the White Diner.
White River Diner. Yeah.
The White River Diner, and there's a gentleman here who's just waiting for a tow truck. We're just wondering how long it's going to be.
What is his name and CAA number?
I unfortunately do not have either of those on me, but he just called from this number. Is there any way of checking that?
Roll a charisma roll.
Sure. I shall. What am I rolling against?
You have likable, right?
I've got likable, yes.
So let's give you 2 positives and 1 negative.
All right. So the one... Oh, okay.
So what are you trying to get under?
These cancel out. I'm trying to get under a
Oh, that's
3.
right. So success. Okay, so you can hear her humming and hawing a bit. Yeah, all right. Yes, the driver's on his way. He is scheduled for anywhere under an hour.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Perfect. Okay, we got just under an hour before CAA gets here. So
you have about 35 minutes to wait.
Yeah.
You still gonna wait?
I would. It depends on how much asleep he is. If he's like to the point where he's snoring, yeah, I'd probably.
He's snoring.
Probably. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like we're good. Like, is the diners all locked up? Do we see her drive away or anything?
No, it's a 24-hour diner. Just
Okay.
seems for whatever reason the cook wasn't in.
all right, yeah, let's head out.
All right, so you start up the car, and sure enough, you're back on the road in a short time.
All right. I'm gonna feel guilty the whole time, but okay.
So
That's
as you prattle on about how guilty you feel,
So maybe to overcome the guilt, if we could just hear "I'd Walk 10,000 Miles" one more
just
time.
one more time.
We've been listening to it the whole time, Michael.
Yeah.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. So, you're running on the road on the way to White River, as you know it, and sure enough, it is time definitely for gas. You can see that your needle is just about empty.
Well, let's. Is there anything nearby? I hope.
Sure enough, on the side of the road, you're pulling up. What the hell is that? Do you guys see that? What is that? It looks like something off in the distance. It's shady. I can't see it through the fog. Oh, that's right. It is a gas station.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
That looks like the
Is
type
it
of
open?
gas
Well, I
station.
guess there's lights on. So.
There are lights on.
All right.
The one in the middle is a bit flickering. So,
Yeah.
sure enough, you pull up, and just as the needle is touching empty and a bit below, and you stop the car right outside the pump.
All right. I look at the pump. Do they take debit?
They do not.
Michael?
Yeah, I got this.
So, Michael, you walk over and you.
But this will be the last thing because I never carry that much.
So, Mike, you walk over and you unscrew the gas cap.
Yep.
And you go to put the thing in, and you go to flick the, but it's not turned on.
All right. So again, I'll go up, just put the gas thing back, go up to the actual gas station, and again, sort of just kind of ask Justin as I go, what exactly do they mean by quavering?
Quavering?
And, yeah, that's in the song, is it? And if I quaver...
If I quaver...
That's the one. And then I'll go up to the door and just...
Perfect. So you take
opens.
a step inside, yeah, and boom, you enter in, and it's a dimly lit sort of gas station. You see
comfy.
snacks sitting on all the things, but there's no one standing behind the counter.
All right. Hello? Any bell?
There is a bell, and you ding it.
Ding, 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 ding.
And you wait a few seconds, and nothing. Now, Justin, you see Mike inside dinging the bell. You see no one standing behind the counter.
I'd probably just turn on the radio and listen to the lyrics.
Of Billy Joel?
No. Of I'm Gonna Be. Try to figure out that quaver part.
Okay, so you turn the music up and you listen to the car. And Justin, you're inside, or Michael, you're inside again. No one seems to be answering.
All right. Well, I'm sure there's a back room or something, and I'll just go take a look and just be like, hello.
Yeah, so you take a walk down the aisle, and there's a few lights that look like they could use a bit of attention. Some are flickering.
Yeah.
And again, that fog now that's sat on top of the trees and the top of the roof is really starting to creep down through the windows and through the front door.
I will probably go back to the car and just let Justin know that I can't find anyone.
Sure. So you turn around, you head back in the car,
bit.
and Justin's just in the car.
Yeah, I don't hear the word quaver anywhere.
Yeah, and he turns it down as you approach.
Nowhere.
No, it's haver. If I'm havering, that's what it is.
Oh, haver.
And if I haver.
Oh.
If I
haver.
Yeah, that's what it is. If I haver.
I think it's a British thing.
Yeah, maybe some of them.
An English thing.
Yeah.
Like I heard another British thing the other day. I can't remember what. I think Harlan said it before one of our streams. I can't remember what it was. It was one of the YouTube comments that we got on one of our videos. Mugging. Yes. What is mugging? I feel like it's something like that. Like haver. I got a haver and for some mugging. Aye.
Are they Irish or Australian?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is haver. Absolutely.
There you go.
Anyways, regardless, Justin, there's no one inside that I can find, so we might be a little bit. CAA, would they bring gas? I don't have CAA.
I think they would, and they're going to be nearby. How long have we been driving since?
It's been an hour since the gas station.
An hour, eh?
Yeah.
That's probably perfect timing, actually.
Apparently, it means to babble or talk nonsense.
Oh, there you go. Now that the actual counter that the person would stand behind is sort of up a little bit, and you could see kind of behind it when you were there the cigarettes and stuff like that.
Well, it's
all kind of like clean up and over and just see.
I'm gonna anyone's like this time.
Job.
Okay, so the two of you get out and you shut the door, and again the night is still and quiet, and again that fog is now really starting to creep in through the top layer. And as you enter the gas station with that, boom, you actually also feel that almost the gas station has that fog lingering over the top, just the very top of the ceiling. Yeah, it feels only because it's very dense, and you know we've had very humid time lately, so it's not completely unnatural, but it feels unnatural.
I'm gonna take a look at a map.
Sure. So there's a map sitting on a stand. You can grab it very easily.
I'm just going to see how far we are from the nearest town. Okay.
And Mike, what are you doing?
Well, I believe is White River halfway? I think it's halfway. I think it's basically the halfway point.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna again go look around more in the back, knocking on doors and calling out as I go, because they might either live like in the back of this, or just as a building behind it.
So you take a look around, and again you're walking up and down the aisles now a bit more thoroughly, and you do, as you're at the end of the place and you kind of peek around a corner back up to the front of the store, you do see behind the counter, you see something on the ground.
Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay, so I'll walk over.
And as you approach, what you see is blood. And it looks like the blood runs in a streak from a pool behind the counter to now your feet.
Ew, okay. I will pull out my phone and dial 911. And then just be like, hello, are you okay?
Okay,
hello?
So you start calling out as you're waiting for the 911 to go through. However, as you're dialing, it's boop, 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 boop.
Ah, bastard. Okay, I'll put it on speaker and just leave it on the counter.
Perfect.
And at that point, just kind of go over and nudge him. Just be, hello.
No, there's no one there, sorry. There's just blood.
There's just blood.
Just a pool of blood. And a streak running through your feet. What you saw is actually fall over cartons of cigarettes and things that have actually fallen off the counter and kind of make a bit of a messy pile.
Yeah, so I don't know if I want to drive all night tonight, Mike, but it looks like the closest town is Marathon,
Yes.
just a bit to the west.
No, based on where you are, actually, the closest town would be White River. You're just outside of it now. Yeah.
Oh,
we're
okay.
just
Well,
outside
yeah,
of
no,
it.
but we're not thinking about going back. Like the next
White River
town.
for you. The diner was fairly outside of White River. It was just called the White River Diner.
Right.
We can call it something else, but you're actually approaching.
We're still approaching White River.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
On the positive side, if we were in like some sort of zombie apocalypse, White River is known for all the retirement homes, so we're really against like a bunch of elderly folks, which sometimes you can't tell the difference between zombies and elderly anyway, so I think we're okay.
Who said you're in an apocalypse? I'd say this is where the diner was, and this is you're approaching, and now you're maybe about here. You're like right outside the city.
Hey, yeah, okay, so we're close to White River.
Yeah, I would actually be concerned about the blood, obviously.
Yeah, what are you doing behind the counter?
Well, it looks like there's been a pretty serious accident here, Justin. Why don't you wait here by the phone, because I just dialed 911.
Yeah.
Just let them know where we are, and I'm going to follow the blood, because obviously someone's injured or hurt or something, because they might have passed out from blood loss. Or
be careful.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it could be like a robbery, like a gas station robbery where the guy was shot and left to bleed, right?
It's weird that 911 hasn't picked up yet.
Yeah. So I'll try to follow the blood trail, and I will also just look for anything usable, again, like a cane. Sometimes they sell walking sticks or canes or a Bowie knife or something.
Give me a search.
Like a logic?
Yeah, let's do logic. It's always tough to search in this game, so let's do a logic, and it will just be a regular logical.
That is too high, yes. So.
Okay, so no, you see there's so much everywhere, and right now you're a bit dizzy, so or not dizzy, but panicky.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I'll follow the blood trail. You okay, Justin? You okay to be?
Yeah, it should be fine. It's a little freaky. I mean, especially with that comment you made about the zombie apocalypse in the nursing home and all of the flickering lights in here. But hey.
Yeah, but it's good that we have you, because you can music therapy them.
This
is what you do.
That's right. Yeah.
All right.
I laugh kind of nervously.
Do you want to try 911 on your phone as well and just see if one gets through faster than the other? Maybe, I don't know, I use TELUS. Who do you use?
Rogers, yeah, so yeah, I'll try that.
Okay.
Okay, so Mike, you start heading towards the back to the blood trail, and it sort of fades off into just thin streaks. And as it does, it sort of rounds a corner.
Yep.
And as you round the corner, you see the back door, and it's open. And you can look out to the dark woods behind it, and that fog is now sort of just creeped at that door, which sort of listlessly just swings, even though there's no breeze outside.
All right,
now, Michael, you've kind of turned this corner. Justin, you're standing up front. You just watched Michael, so now you're sort of alone in the front of the store, and at your feet is this pool of blood. And you go to grab your phone, and you realize you left it in the car. After making the call with CAEA, since you were driving, you just put it down in the seat. And you look out to the car, which is now sitting very quietly at the pump with the empty road next to it.
Yeah, I'm going to wait for Mike. I'm not going to call yet. I'm not going to go get my phone from the car.
Sorry, go ahead, Justin.
No, I mean, I was just going to say, I've got a willpower rating of 1. So I don't feel like that's enough for me to actually justify going out there.
No, that's fair, yeah.
And just me as a person, I'd probably be like, no, I'll stay where it's
I would too.
Yeah. Okay, so seeing that the trail went out the door, and I'm not quite prepared to go outside without letting Justin know, I would again come back and look for any flashlights or anything and just ask, Justin, did you try calling yet?
I left my phone in the car. I didn't feel like going out there right now.
Okay.
What
you stay here. Where'd you leave your phone? Like, I know, or like in the door handle or
should
in
just
the center?
Be in one of the cup holders.
Okay.
It's
give me a sec. I'll go grab it. I may have to go outside. just so you know, because the trail of blood went outside, and I don't want anyone passing out outside.
You're thinking I should stay with the phone?
I would, yeah, I think you should, just in case. I mean, we can bring the phone.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'll just take it off of speaker and then just walk around with it.
All right, so we'll head out to the car.
Okay, so again, you open the front doors, boom, and you head towards the car, and you get this eerie sense now that the woods are almost watching you as that fog again sits in, and the moon now, brighter than before, is cutting through and really lighting up the street. And as you're walking to the car, your eyes sort of dart to where the street heads, and for a second you kind of get lost in the distance, and then quickly snap back to what you're doing and approach the car.
Okay, this is beyond creepy. And there was no other cars nearby or anything, right?
No, nothing.
So if it was some sort of robbery or something, I'm not too stressed about them being here still.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, you're standing behind the counter. Are you doing anything?
Oh no, I went with Mike with the phone.
Oh, sorry, you're both out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so we'll just get the phone and go back in because I think that's probably the best bet.
Yeah. You open the car door, grab the phone, and you head back inside.
So you say that the blood streak doesn't lead to anything.
It goes outside.
It goes outside.
Yeah.
So obviously they didn't call the ambulance and they weren't picked up.
I didn't really see much. I didn't see a phone or anything, so I didn't see them that they tried to call a phone, like tried to call anyone. Maybe you can help me look for it.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look around the counter. And
okay, because you're both kind of doing it together. Give me 2 looks. Give me 2 rolls, I should say.
Okay.
One person can roll 2.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
Okay, so 2 dice?
2 dice, and it will be whoever's logic is lower, or higher, I should say, will be the target.
Oh, no good.
Oh, nothing. But you know what? I'm gonna give you, say that you're looking around, and you're seeing sort of what you can see, and you do see something sort of sitting hidden under a bit of paper.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead and
I'll
grab it.
reach
I just
for
don't want to disturb too much of the scene because it might be a crime scene.
Yeah.
I don't want to get our fingerprints all over the place. That seems like a bad idea.
I mean, you know, I'm listening to the phone. Has anything gone through yet?
So it's the same as Mike's, or it is Mike's, I should say. It's just sort of a dial tone.
Okay. I'm just gonna grab whatever it is, carefully.
So you reach over and you just lift off sort of what's on it, and what's on top is a newspaper, and underneath you see a gun.
Does it, like, the newspaper was just placed over top of it?
It looks, based on the way it's sitting, that it's been sitting here for a long time. That the gun is more sort of a precaution. And further, you get the feeling that this might not be a robbery, or at least the fact that no one reached for this gun, or the person behind the counter didn't.
Well, there's a gun back here, Michael.
Ew, don't touch that.
No. I don't like guns.
No, I can understand that. Guns are made so the base and cowardly man can take the life of a trained soldier.
It's just it's a pistol.
Yeah.
It's not a bomb.
Yeah, okay. I would just leave it where it is for now.
Yeah, same.
At least we know where it is. But I kind of look at it. See if it's on a side where I can see if the safety's on or safety's off.
It is sitting like this. Can you see if the safety's on?
No, because it's poor lighting, but it looks like it is on.
You know how to use a gun, Michael?
I do, actually.
All right. Well, I don't. I have no idea.
Well, when I was a young lad, I was in the reserves.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Not for very long, because they went 3 months without paying us, so I thought,
No way!
They really did. I was like, this is the Canadian government, 3 months without paying us, right the 3 months before Christmas, and I was like, I need to get a job to buy people presents.
Thanks a lot for serving our country, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Here's your lack of pay. You did it volunteer, right?
I did, yeah. Because I wanted to see what it was all about. Because before going in there, I was hanging out with like a bunch of hippie granola folk, and they're like, as soon as I said, well, I'm going to join it to see what it's all about, and they're like, oh, you're going to go clubbing baby seals. I was like, well, if I have to.
I meant you did it volunteer vicious. As in you didn't want to get paid, not as in you didn't get paid.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes.
But anyways, this is the conversation that we have.
Yes.
I would bet it would be more nervous, though. You'd be like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh. Well, okay. Good, not even go.
So, no flashlights or anything around?
Yeah, there are flashlights on sort of end caps in the aisles.
Okay, so I will actually take a flashlight and I'll open a pack of batteries.
Perfect. They're just kind of cheap, chintzy plastic flashlights, but they seem to do the trick.
They'll do.
Yep.
And then take a better look around.
Perfect. So, again, it doesn't seem to be anything too big at the front of the store. Are you heading to the back again?
I might, but at this point, being nervous, I would probably grab a can of Pringles.
Okay.
not like a full can, just like one of the little cans.
Okay, so you grab a half can.
Knowing that I'm going to pay for them at some point, but...
So, hypothetically, how would we fill the gas tank? If, like, can we just go to the pump? Like,
there would be a, like, something behind the counter.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to necessarily go behind there and... unless we can see it from where we are and reach over.
Well, you didn't see anything, and this is real world. Would you know what it looks like?
I have no idea.
Nope.
You start hitting things.
But absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
That's again,
I'd be fine if the cops come, but...
Well, if it is a murder scene, though, would you want to start touching things? I'm only playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, I already said that I didn't want to... I already said that I didn't want to touch too much. That's why I would look, and if it looked like something I could figure out, I would probably do it.
Based on your 2 failed rolls, I'm going to say no. You don't.
That's fair. I would say that's fair.
Yeah. You don't quite see it, and you don't quite know what to do with it. Now, you know that based on it's your car, while you are empty, you probably have enough to get to White River. You do feel comfortable that you would get to the town in time. If not...
Do they have any jerry cans in the back? I feel like that's probably a fire hazard, but...
Yeah. Might be out back, but you don't see any in the store.
Well, I agree. We might as well see what we can do and, like, keep 911 on the phone as we go. Okay. And just report it. And so again... we'll just leave money... Oh, no, I guess... Yeah, we'll leave, I don't know, $10 here or so for whatever jerry cans we take with gas.
Okay. So again, you don't see any jerry cans in the front of the store, so you can check out back.
Yeah. Let's check out back, Michael.
All right. Well, we got the flashlight, so I'll be
trying to flashlight.
watching for the blood trail, just see if I can see how far into the woods it goes. Or
yeah. So you approach the back door, and again, as now Justin, you've seen this for the first time. You see that metal back door with a big push bar handle that says exit over it. Just sort of, even though it's heavy, it looks like it's swinging sort of listlessly. And you can see a very thin blood trail now running off into the woods.
Any animal prints around? Like, do these people own a dog or anything?
Give me a roll for that.
Yeah, I've been doing really well with those sorts of things today.
Oh,
so
nice.
You have no idea. It looks.
I can't see the elephant in the room.
So as Michael's going out back, actually I'm going to be with him, but I'm going to just do a search around the back of the building for the jerry cans.
Okay. So as you
I figure I would have a flashlight too, like.
Yeah, you both do. Yeah, but as you're approaching that back door, you do sort of give me a listen roll. Give me a logic roll, Justin.
Okay, just one.
You'll get an advantage.
2?
Correct. No negatives.
We're good.
Nice.
Okay, so as you walk there, you put a hand on Michael's shoulder because you hear something. And just beyond where the door is swinging, a bit into the woods, you hear sort of a sort of a labored breathing, but it sounds a bit... You can't put your finger on it. It sounds like that. It sounds like something's wrong.
I hear something, Mike.
What's...
Hello?
Is anyone out there? Guys,
Hello?
come on,
Are you
guys.
all
I know
right?
it's you.
You know what? That's kind of the thing. I feel like in this situation, I would be nervous. I'd be scared, but I would be thinking more that this person's hurt.
Yep.
So I would probably say, "Hello, can you hear me? Are you all right?"
I agree 100%.
Okay, so you say that, and then you hear sort of movement, shuffling in the woods. You feel the leaves and the trees sort of move a little bit.
I can hear there's someone there. It's okay. We're not here to hurt you. We just want some gas.
Do you step out back?
Nope.
Okay, so you still stay inside, both of you?
Yeah, but can we see anything out there? The flashlight's flash.
You begin really sort of looking in the woods, and give me a roll. Whoever wants to sort of be trying to search through the brush.
Well, you go ahead, Justin. You've been doing better than I have today.
At this point, I've got the jitters.
Okay,
You
so
see
we'll
my
give you.
flashlight.
We're going to give you 1 advantage, and we're going to give you 2 disadvantage.
Okay.
So 3 dice.
So I got 1 success,
Okay.
and then I guess
A failure, I think. Or
One
yeah, so 2 failures then, I guess.
Oh,
I
okay.
always forget this dice. So,
Yeah.
Justin, your hand's still on Michael's shoulder a bit, just almost absent-mindedly, and you take your left hand and you're sort of shining into the woods. And Michael, with the aid of Justin, you're both sort of looking. And slowly your beam sort of flashes past the trunk of a tree, and you stop. And you think, hold on. And as you bring your light back, you see, just beyond the trunks of a tree, eyes. But too low for a standing man. Something hunched over. And I say something because the eyes don't look human. They look bloodshot and red with a darkness, and the skin around the eyes is not pinkish, but almost brown and dark brown. And as your light dances on them for a second, they sort of just squint.
Back inside, and the metal bars often have a little hole that uses an Allen key to lock it.
Yes.
Because most of the time the Allen key will be chained to it,
Yeah.
and just see if it's there and lock there and be like, I don't think we want what's out there right now.
So if you're going to lock the door, you actually have to take a few steps forward to grab the door and pull it in.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay. So you take a step forward, and as you do, you see the eyes just slide behind the trunk of the tree. And for a moment, they're out of sight. Okay, so you reach forward, you grab it, you shut the door, but it's a bit stuck. It needs to be slammed.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it, and then tell Justin to go to the front and see if he can lock the front door.
With a loud slam, the door echoes, and all of a sudden, as if you forgot how quiet the night had been, the slam fills the entire room with noise. You don't realize that you've been whispering, basically, because it's been so deathly quiet. And as that slam rings out, you feel it in the trees and the woods around the building. And quickly you lock it, and again, you basically just feel like you smashed a window in an empty house at night.
So just the layout of the actual convenience store area. You've got the actual cashier and aisles and stuff like that, like a regular gas station. But then there's like a back room that leads to the back door.
Yeah. So to
like
give
a back
you
office.
Yeah, sort of. It literally looks like a garbage room. To give you a very crude example, it's
there we go.
literally this, and then this would be the aisles.
And then like a bathroom off the side of the.
Yeah, the bathroom actually looks like it's here, but it's only accessible from what you can imagine is the outside.
Right.
Oh, like an outhouse sort of.
Yeah.
So the only
This is the front door.
doors are the front and the back,
Yeah.
and then whatever windows are there. Right?
Exactly, and these are the woods.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Justin, go lock the front door.
Yeah, I'm on it, and I'm.
And that
walking back
was
through the
seemed
store.
ridiculously loud. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. My
that's
yelling
creepy.
didn't seem so loud. Was I whispering? Was I whisper yelling? Because I've been known to do that.
I feel like maybe we both were. It's weird.
So Justin, as you head to the front of the store to shut it, you get this eerie feeling again, like something is amiss, something is off. And silently, you you just turn the lock on the door.
And I've been reading this book about our subconscious and how our subconscious is always telling us things, but sometimes it just takes a while for us to click in and have that burst of insight. And I just start trying to think about all the things that could possibly be wrong as an attempt to help my subconscious get to that burst of insight.
And the line starts growing long. Okay, so Mike, you approach the front of the store and you see Justin standing at the front, now locked it.
Yeah. Now, because I can't think of what animal that would be, obviously, because there would only be like bears, coyotes, wolves, nothing that would move like that unless it was like a sick bear. With some sort of like really bad disease.
I think that was the human, Mycl. I think that was the owner of the store.
So we should go out and see if he needs help?
No. No, I think he's sick. I think it's happening. I think that it's happening. 28 days later.
What's happening?
28 days later. Stuff that we play on the stream. Zombie apocalypse. I think it's happening. I don't know if it's a zombie. I don't know if he's just sick, but I don't know. There's something about those eyes. You saw the eyes.
I did see the eyes.
It looked like it was human, but it didn't act like a human. It was acting really creepy. So even if it is some total coked up junkie.
Okay. See, that I can get. Coked up junkie, I get.
Still not someone that we want to allow in here.
However,
especially the way he creepily held behind the tree.
And I will tell you this. If it is a coked up junkie, you have to take him out. You have to take out the knees.
You have to take out the knees.
Yeah, because they're strung out, you won't be able to restrain them, you won't be able to stop them, and they will seem like they've got super strength. So I'm telling you, if it's some sort of strung out junkie, you're not going to want to, but you have to almost try to break the knees.
Okay, well, you know what?
So look for something. Golf club, baseball bat, anything.
I'm going to go behind the counter, and I'm going to take the gun.
So you grab the gun.
All right. So I will check it for him.
Okay.
I guess maybe you should have this. You should have this.
No,
I know.
You know what? I'm okay with you having it. Guns they're just be careful because I know you get nervous. Breathe. So what you want to do is give a breathe in and slowly breathe out, and then just hold for a second. I will check the safety and I'll show him how to turn it on and turn it off.
Okay.
Because it'd be easier once I'm holding it as opposed to, and then just check the clip to see how many are in there.
Looks like a full round, and it's a 1911, so it's got 7 rounds in it.
Okay.
How many? 7 rounds, you say?
7 rounds.
And then just check to see if there's one in the chamber.
There it is.
You should see me when I play video games, Mycl. I'm not the best shot, even when I've got a full automatic rifle.
It's okay. In real life, full automatic is really hard because of.
I don't know. I just picture myself being point blank. You know Dumb and Dumber?
Yes.
You know the scene with what's his face in the hotel room where he's shooting at the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Is you can stay here behind the counter.
Yeah.
And I want you to rest your arms on the counter.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go actually just look for like I said, baseball bat. They may have machetes. They may have axes.
I will do you a straightforward.
Because again, we are in the middle of.
Yes, but they don't. They don't have any machetes, no baseball bats, no axes,
Maybe
no
a broom.
canes.
No hammer.
They
crowbars.
Have a broom, no crowbar. No.
So there wasn't that garage it's attached to.
No. Well, no. That was more just a picture.
Okay. Yeah. No.
It's a straight up gas station, and you know, based on how close you are to White River, that it would be redundant for them to offer those tools because anyone outside of town would just go to town.
Okay. Well, I'll take a broom handle.
The only thing I can think of, Michael, is a tire iron for replacing the spare tire.
Now, a tire iron you do not have in the thing, but you would have one in the car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now we'll leave that for now. I don't want to go out there right now. I think we're safer in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. I just feel like I would rather be in town, away from whatever this thing is.
Well, that's fair. If you want to try to, we can get to the, because that's what we were originally going to do anyway. We're worried about gas, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, if need be, I will take like a ballpoint pen and Jason Bourne that guy's ass.
You could probably just take him out with your hands. No, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about being, I don't know. I'm just worried about being stranded here all night, and I'm starting to get tired and nervous, and I'd just rather be, surrounded by buildings and people,
Okay, if that's what you want, then why don't you give me the gun?
Okay.
And I will cover you while you run to the car. Okay, and I'll walk slowly. Flashlight.
All right.
While we get to the car.
You want to run to the car?
You can run to the car. That's fine.
Okay. So we set it up and we get ready, and then.
Yeah. So you stand in the front door, and again, now the fog is almost at the tree line, in the trees around the car, and you just listen for a moment.
Now, maybe what we should do before we go. I know it's technically wrong because it's stealing, because I don't have enough money to pay for it, but maybe, take some Cliff Bars or Nutrigrains or whatever they have.
Oh, no, yeah, that's a great idea, Mike. I'm not
right? Maybe some more
that.
water.
If the cops get us for that, then we'll explain ourselves. I feel like it'll be okay. Yeah, so I fill my pockets.
That's fine.
Or I take a few. I don't fill my pockets completely, but...
All right. Gonna hold it this way as a death shot.
Okay.
As a kill shot.
So I just want to make sure I'm just thinking about all of the solutions. I don't know what the best idea is right now, so I'm just gonna think through my brain what the best approach is right now. So I'm gonna use my methodical
perfect
feature and just do a logic roll just to see if we're missing anything.
Okay.
So 3 die?
Yeah.
1 success, and then I guess a failure?
No, I would have given you 2 advantages and a failure. So yeah, so it would have been 1 success and 1 failure. Yeah, sort of. But yeah, so you stop at the door, and you think for a second, and an idea pops in your head, and you look back at the camera, and you walk over or look over at the behind the thing, and you realize that there are cameras behind the thing, behind the counter. So you flick on the switch, and 4 cameras line the building, and you can now see each of the angles.
Oh, Mike, check it out.
Oh.
So.
And you get a pretty clear idea that right now, the areas surrounding the building, as well as the street, are empty.
So I think now's our chance.
All right. You go whenever you're ready. I'll cover you.
Could we... Is there a way to rewind this? Is there a way to, check the actual videotape?
Yeah, so you actually, you deck under the counter, and you do see there is a VCR tape.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're in no rush to leave. I just want to see. I start rewinding.
Okay. So you rewind the tape, and it goes back maybe an hour, 2 hours, and then at the 2 hour and 15-minute mark, you notice something coming back into frame from the bottom as you're rewinding. And you rewind to the beginning and you play it, and what you see is a man, middle-aged man, gray hair, or an older man, I should say, gray hair, standing behind the counter, and something comes in. A man that looks injured, hurt, and he's holding his neck. And he walks up to the counter, and the man behind the counter runs out to help him. and you see the man walking in with the neck injury pushes the old man behind the counter and puts him down on the ground and begins biting him and eating him and feasting on his flesh. And you see blood in the black and white
and I'll stop
vision of
it.
the camera.
That's enough. And my apologies, Justin. It looks more like you are correct about the whole this is what we roleplay sort of concept. Unless it's serious bath salts.
So now we actually have to figure out what would we do in this situation. Now we get to find out what we would do. Weird. What do we do, Michael? What do we do?
Okay, well, let's try 911 one more time.
Again, nothing happens. You can try it and you see that.
Try calling home. Try calling Chris. Try calling Harlan, at least texting, and just see if we get anything.
Seems like the cell tower must be out, and that's the reason, because nothing is getting through. Even though it says you have bars, nothing is ringing.
Oh, this is getting even better.
Okay. So
Facebook won't help, so we can't call on the Invictus community to help.
And based on your methodical role, Justin, and Michael, you two, you know that this is not a safe place. There are large glass windows on either side of the door that look pretty thin.
I say the best bet's to get the hell out.
Yeah, I agree. But we're gonna run out of gas. I mean, my worry is that we're gonna get to White Lake.
White River, yeah.
White River, and if there's more of these, I mean, I don't know.
And as you're talking, you hear something at the back door.
Okay, I'm just gonna do another logic roll, and I'm going to look for any way to get the gas flowing.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you want me to roll?
Just give me a straight roll for logic.
Just one?
Yeah.
Nope, no dice. Now, can I use my methodical or?
No, I'm gonna say three again. This is not three times you guys. I'm gonna say for whatever reason it just escapes you. You're like, we cannot figure this out.
Yeah.
But you do hear that banging getting louder on the back door, and as you look on the camera, you see something banging at the back door. And on the camera, you see something enter the frame of the back door camera as well.
Okay.
Okay, and what does that look like?
It looks like the same thing, but another person/creature, but they look more hunched over and weak.
All right.
We gotta go.
Okay, I want to do another. I know we've looked through this place again. Is there? So we've got the bathrooms, which we need outside to get to. I mean, other than the big windows, I like it here because we do have food and water.
We gotta go, Mike. We gotta go. They're gonna get around to the front of the building. They're gonna see the lights.
You do hear the back door sort of bending, and while it is locked, it feels like there's some sort of immense pressure on the back.
Those are okay. Let's run.
At the front door. Let's go.
Because I was gonna say, option in White River is that we will have more places to hide.
And you know what? We might be able to find a car there that we could hide if we need to. So let's go. Yeah, there might be more gas stations too. Let's roll.
Yep.
Okay, so Justin, you take one last look on the cameras and one last look on the street, and click, you open it up, and the two of you slide out. So what happens?
Again, I would give Justin the keys. Oh, you were driving anyway, right? So you've got the keys. Just in case he has to go without me, and I'm like, Justin, don't even worry about it. Just get the hell out. We know how this ends, right? So
I'm just gonna nod and go to the car, unlock it,
and do that Skype girl for me. Remember me as you're doing anal with the Skype girl.
I'm gonna unlock the back door so that Michael doesn't have to run around.
Okay. So you get in the car, and again, Michael, you're kind of looking around at the trees and the woods, and again, the fog has now pushed its way through the trees, and right to the right of the road, you see it sort of leaching through the dark wood, and the moonlight is lighting it up, almost like a gas seeping in, and yet nothing seems to be approaching you. So slowly you slide into the unlocked door, and Justin, with a which sounds louder than anything, you start the car.
Let's drive.
Sit there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's me.
Yeah, okay.
No,
yeah.
you push it.
You totally David Wiseman that.
No,
Yeah.
I was describing it. It was my fault.
Yeah.
And
So
I
you drive.
I drive slowly to start.
Okay. Yeah.
I just drive slowly. I don't, pedal to the metal. Just ease my way back onto the road and start making it down at a regular speed.
In any hill you can, you kind of coast off the gas.
Yeah.
To try to carry it.
Okay, this is pretty freaking crazy though, Justin. Like, I mean, seriously, I'm not freaking prepared for this mentally.
Yeah, all the video games that I've played that have zombies in them, I get about 2 levels in, and then I just get too shaky. So this is very different from that.
So as you're riding towards what you can only hope is the town, you do hear sort of the thunder crash above you, and slowly rain starts dotting the windshield. As the humidity and the fog, which still lingers, has sort of just erupted in a pretty severe storm, is what it looks like. So, you save the gas as much as you can, but unfortunately, the car eventually begins to putter. And sure enough, as the car rolls to a stop, you see the large sign in the thick, dense fog. And the moonlight is casting stark shadows on the trees surrounding the road, and the metal barriers frame either side of the road. They sit cold and silver in the moonlight. But you see, through the rain dotting the windshield, the big sign, White River. And the car just stops.
Well, I think at this point, even though it's hot and humid, because it's rainy, I would slip on my Invictus Stream hoodie so that I can keep it from getting directly in my eyes. Justin's probably okay because he's probably got his hat on.
Yeah, I've got my hat, and I've got my Wu-Tang hoodie, so that instills me with a bit of confidence. I feel like I can. I feel like with my Wu-Tang. I feel.
When you're ready.
All right, we're good. I feel like with my Wu-Tang hoodie, I feel more confident with guns too.
You hold it on the side.
Just like I feel that it's instilled in me from that. So I step out of the car and I put that on. I say, Mike, this may not actually be a bad thing. Not driving into town, going it by foot. We just have to be really careful.
And I actually would mention that because that's a fact that I do know about White River, that it actually is the home of the real Winnie the Pooh that was brought to the London Zoo.
Yeah, and actually, Justin, you actually do remember reading something about White River on the map that you took.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You can read it if you want to.
Sure. I will read about White River. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay, so it's we're at the intersection of Highway 17 and Highway 631, and apparently it was originally set up as a rail town on the CPR, the railway, in 1885, and it's like you say, best known for Winnie the Pooh. I do remember that, and it has a famous.
There is actually a black bear carving as you enter, and it says home of Winnie the Pooh.
And now
as you enter White River.
It said that there's a tower. There's a famous clock tower.
Oh.
That's in the main square.
Well, maybe we should head to there, because if we can get up there and get sort of a
vantage point.
A vantage point.
See what's going on in the town. Just see if the
So you feel, again, as you're sitting in the car, the humidity from the rain is just starting to really seep in, and you're starting to sweat through your clothes.
No doubt. Okay, so this is where I have to challenge myself. Knowing me, and knowing that we're going to Thunder Bay for a few days, see, it's only Justin and I. So would have I bothered to take shit out of the car, or would have I have left it in?
Yeah, I would have been fine if you just shoved it to one side or just left it.
Okay.
And I
feel like that is truth. Because if it was all four of us, obviously I would have to clean it out. But if it's just you and I doing a week, we would have that in maybe a couple bags. So that would all go. So yeah, I'm gonna say I do have my karate bag there.
Okay. Are you gonna put on your black belt?
No, but I will take out. I've got some weaponry of sorts.
Okay.
So I might just actually put that in my green
backpack.
What?
Let's do this. Let's fairness. Let's say we'll leave it a chance. Why don't you give me a roll and see if your karate bag is in there?
Okay, because I very rarely take it out. Like it's in there now.
But
that's fair. That's what I'm saying. That's fair.
Let's do this. Give me a fate die. Plus means you have it. Minus means you don't. Blank reroll.
All right.
So reroll.
There we go. Don't have it.
So you don't have it. Chance,
because
fate, she's a fickle bitch.
Because I thought we probably have to have an extra large space for all of Justin's condoms he's packing.
Well, let's just say this is one of those rare circumstances where you thought and you went, I won't need them.
Yeah, no, it's just one really big condom.
Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. I might actually have it in because I did take Aikido and Taekwondo when I lived in Thunder Bay.
But fate said no.
And I would, if I knew that I was going there, I would probably make sure I stopped in and saw my teacher and probably train
how
there.
About this? Because I'm generous and because whatever, I will let you re-roll.
Okay, that's fair.
One more chance.
Yeah, come to think about it, I probably. Although I may take the weapons out.
Well, you now have double the chance. So there you go.
Yay.
Okay, you have them, but you have half the weapons.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
All right, but anyway, I'll shove them in the green backpack so it's lighter and I can strap it on my back.
Perfect. So you exit the car and you begin walking towards the town. And again, the moon now, even though it's lightning, it's so bright, it's almost filling the street as you're leaving the car with what feels like sort of a fickle, dark moonlight. And the two of you approach the town as your flashlights sort of dance amongst the trees. Are you watching your backs, or?
Yeah, every now and then I'll spin around and take a look behind me. That picture that you showed, though, there wasn't a creepy person standing in the middle of the road, though, with a completely white face, though, was there?
That was
I think that was us.
That was Michael stepping up, and you were just getting something from the car.
Gotcha, okay.
So, you start heading towards town, and...
Now, is it raining or no?
It is raining.
Okay, so regardless, I would probably keep this on to...
Yeah. And you're feeling this sense of dread, this sense of absolute terror and unequaled sort of just nervousness as you see sort of the outline of a house, an old house on the side of the road. And as you flash your lights on it, you see the windows are boarded up, and it looks to be an older house.
Okay.
What do you think, Justin?
Well, let's get up close to it.
I mean, I like the fact that it's boarded up.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing's going to be coming out of it, hopefully.
It's just anything that's already in there.
So you take a look at the house as you approach, and again, it looks like it was built a couple hundred years or 100 years ago. It's sort of rotted and dilapidated, and you can see nails sticking out of various areas. There's graffiti on one side, but it does have four walls.
Let's just do a perimeter check, and when we get to the other side, we can see better into town, hopefully.
Sure. So yeah, you swing around, and it's sort of sitting off in the woods a bit. Yeah. So as you start walking around the side, you do kind of get a bit more vision into town down the road you were going. And as you walk around the whole building, you see one of the back windows, the board's pried off, and it's sitting on the ground.
Yeah, that's not cool. As we are walking around as well, I'm looking for wood piles and see if there's any axes or outbuildings.
Okay. No.
You know.
Not.
Okay.
No, I hear you. But no, unfortunately.
The rain is pretty strong, eh?
It is, and it's getting stronger. Well, no, the rain is actually light. It's the thunder and lightning that's sort of filling the sky. It just sort of flashes.
Yeah, that helps with the feeling.
Yeah.
Beside the window, while I see Mike looking around for to see if there are any axes or whatever, I'm going to listen, just with my ear close to the window, just to see if I can hear anything coming from inside the house. That labored breathing that I heard earlier, particularly.
Okay. So you put your ear to the side of the window. Give me a roll. No negatives, just a logic roll.
Okay. It's good.
Perfect. So you put it in and you kind of cover your other ear from the thunder, and you hear sort of the dripping water running through the house and hitting metal pipes and the tinking of glass as sort of the water is leaching down the side of the house and creaking the floorboards. But you don't hear anything moving or living inside.
Right. And I'm just going to look around the window. How does it look like the wood was ripped off?
It looks like it was... You can't quite tell, to be honest. There are 4 nails on the board that's on the ground, rusty nails. And the window looks like it slides up easily.
I see. Okay. So, so there are no scrapes along the side of the house, or no fingernails stuck in the side of the house?
No, nothing that you can see like that. No.
Okay. Any blood on the windowsill, or would it have been washed away?
It could have been washed away.
If there was one, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see anything, unfortunately.
So I look back at Mycl.
And he's sort of just giving a looker into the woods, and you see him staring off, actually, at something.
Okay. And I say, Mike, do you see something?
And he doesn't see anything, per se. He's just sort of transfixed on the trees.
Hey, Mike.
What?
I feel like if there is anything in here, then it's probably not a zombie. Because whatever it was ripped off the wood and pushed up. The actual window didn't smash through, which I feel a zombie would if they really wanted in.
That's fair.
But is this a place we need to be right now?
So that's the other thing. As you were walking around, I said that you did sort of see a bit further into town, and into town you did see 2 other buildings, just sort of the outlines in the fog and through the flashes of lightning.
I mean, I'm good either way. I wouldn't mind checking this place out because it may be a fine place to just at least spend the night, and so we can collect our thoughts. I don't really see
why we have to push on
unless we can get to a police station. I mean, the town's not that big.
Yeah. Well, we're already here. We might as well head in.
You want to go inside this house? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just gonna rack my brain again and just think, is there any reason why we shouldn't?
It's a pretty dilapidated house.
Yeah, the water
you get the idea. You play it out in your head. Okay, we get inside.
Yeah.
Find a safe spot. We sit.
We wait for the night.
And then we wait through the night.
At least it's out of the rain.
Which is a possible, but you also know that 8 more options could be in town that aren't so dilapidated or, cold and wet.
Yeah, I mean, if there is something inside too, if there was someone in that was chasing something, I say let's keep moving, Mycl.
Fair enough. Just remember, you can outrun me, and I encourage you to do so if need be.
Stop saying that, man. Stop saying that. We're better together.
No, we
will be like this. You're always like this in the end of the world games. You're always like, oh, I'm such a hero. But this isn't about that. This is about surviving. And if I have to run, I can't say that I will or I won't. It's probably not even going to have. It's not even going to cross my brain. I'm just going to do what
I agree.
Happens. So you do the same.
Okay, so you venture a bit more into town, And as you start walking, you see things on the road that you at first don't quite pick up. It looks like, a branch or, sort of something fallen over. But as you continue, it looks more and more like debris. You see a child's shirt. You see kind of covered in mud and trampled on. You see splinters of a red wood. You see garbage, used ice cream cone wrappers and things like that. And as you continue into town and these buildings come into sight, it looks more and more like you're entering almost a war zone or something. Well, not that bad, but where something happened. Almost abandoned, I should say.
Yeah. So we're down the street, and there are houses on either side of us?
So, as you're coming in and the debris filling the street gets more, you see a sort of a long building on your left. And dancing your light on the board on the front, it says daycare. Looks like a kindergarten-type school daycare. There's a large building, a 2-story building to your right, and it looks like a convenience store. With, again, another level above it. And then just beyond that, you can see, again, it's not lit, but it looks to be a bar or a pub of some sort. And those are the only 3 buildings on this small little corner that you're standing at.
Okay. Are there streetlights?
No, they're off. Well, they are, but they're off.
They're off. So how dark is it with the flashlights?
Very dark. The flashlight's off. It's as dark as you saw in that photo. Just the moonlight sort of illuminating. So it's not bad, actually.
It's not bad. I say we take our lights off.
Okay.
So where would that tower be, do you think? Probably just follow this street for a little further, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
As you're standing there, you suddenly get this feeling like weak, like something you ate isn't quite sitting well. And your tongue gets very dry.
So what were our options? We had a daycare, we had
a bar, and there was a small convenience store.
I am going.
For both of us, or just Justin, or just mine for the.
With both of you. I mean, you had a bagel, which didn't tie you over all that much, and I think you. Again, it was a few hours ago now, and you sort of are starting to feel a bit more ravenous. Well, I guess you had a bagel, then you waited for about half an hour, 45 minutes, then you drove about an hour, then you got out for maybe 20 minutes. So it was about 2 hours ago, but it was more like a snack. And Justin only had a piece of pie, which was pretty small. So you actually are both quite hungry, and again, it's not life-changing, but yeah.
Well, I say it's probably better to hit the convenience store because, again, there'll be like canned food, bottled water, that sort of thing, as opposed to maybe going to the bar.
Well, I know that daycares usually have a storage of crackers and snacks and stuff like that, and if all this shit happened at nighttime, there's a chance it would have been abandoned anyways.
Well, that's a good point. All right, let's try there.
But then there's also the chance that there are zombie kids in there.
And I just don't want to be kicking in zombie babies.
So what? So which did you decide?
I'm leaning towards the daycare. Mike, do you have?
Yep. No, I'm good with that. That totally makes sense.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So we are going to pause for the mid-game post. That's right, ladies and gentlemen watching the stream. This is your chance to win a little bit of bonus XP. Now, you might have noticed that typically with the End of the World series, we don't really do the transactional XP, unfortunately, because we're really just more on the story, and we like doing it a bit fun. But make sure you save this XP, because next week we're going to be doing the Running Dead, and that's a huge, huge spot for spending this kind of stuff. So I'm going to post it right now. The first 3 comments and the 20th comment with the following 2 words are going to win 5 each. Now remember, you can comment as many times as you want, but you cannot win twice. So here we go. The words are zombie daycare. It is posted now. Go ahead, run amok. Let's see what you guys can do. And let's start the ticker.
All right.
Nice!
Oh, what do we got?
Right. We got all right. I'm refreshing now. Let's see what we got. Zombie Daycare. First person is Laureen Rin Regan.
Hey!
Well done, Laureen. Number 2 is Aisha D. Lyle.
Haven't heard of her.
Haven't heard of her either. And then my buddy, Mr. Tyler Rowe. And there we go. There are our first 3. Now, let's count and see where we got 20. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, it bumped. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna like 10. That's marked just so I don't lose my place. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Mr. David Ionati.
I feel like he's gotten the 20th post, I think, twice now.
He's a tricky guy, and you know what? I don't think that was his first comment too. Like he didn't comment a bunch of times. He was just waiting it out, waiting for that chance to hit the 20th. He's like, all right, now, David, you got to do, methodical. You got to do that like call-in shows on the radio because it would be good timing wise. We need the 11th call.
Zombie Daycare. I feel like that could be a movie with Eddie Murphy and Woody Harrelson.
Well, that's just Daddy Daycare.
No, well,
and Vince Vaughn
and Zombie
and Rat.
Actually, they do have a movie with Elijah Wood called Cooties, which is about kindergartners who have zombies who are infected.
Ooh,
it's not
a comedy?
It is a comedy, yeah. No, that would be very dark, non-comedy. So there you go. It already exists. Pretty much every movie already exists. So, well done, Lorene, Aisha, Tyler, and David. You guys each win 5 XP each.
I'm gonna write that down now.
I hope you guys are having a good time with this game. I'm having a blast. I'm spooked out, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. So, without ruining the mood too much, we're going to jump right back into it. Hold on. Let's get my Thunder and Lightning back up. There we go. All right. So, you both turn to the daycare. And again, the fog now just encompasses it. And you see a small stone path leading to the front doors of the daycare as, you know, the large flat roof sort of just shines in the moonlight. And you begin walking towards it.
Do you think there's probably a back door to like a playpen? I say to the GM. Do you think there is? Is there a GM?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you can walk around it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's walk around.
Okay.
Walk around.
You take a slow walk, and as you do, you kind of step on the grass, the sort of damp dew grass, and you, to your left, you're now sort of next to the woods again, and you start feeling this eerie feeling, like something, you know, lives in the woods based on those eyes you saw, and you quickly are taken back to that moment only a short while ago when you were looking out back and saw those eyes staring at you. And as you swing around to the back, you see almost a graveyard of children's toys. These, you know, jungle gyms and pieces of chalk and dolls all left, sort of strewn about as if they left in a hurry. And again, you get this feeling like you're walking through someone else's nightmare. Like someone else has painted this sort of as a tableau, this horrific scene. And as you approach the back, you do see a door, a wooden door with a standard knob with a lock on it.
Okay. Is there a gate?
Not where the direct door is. There are pens sort of on either side of the door, one with what looks like a sandbox and some things. But towards the actual back door, it seems pretty easy.
Perfect.
Okay, so because I'd be getting pretty nervous, I would probably be trying to regulate my breathing and try to calm myself down a little bit. Okay. So I'd be like breathing in like through the nose and then just holding for a couple seconds and breathing out slowly through the mouth. Just trying
willpower.
Yeah, which I have so much of. And I will fail.
Okay, so yeah, you don't fail, like you don't bring your heartbeat up, but you do not successfully calm yourself because as you approach the back door, you actually see what looks to be blood streaked over the knob and the side of the stone, the bricked building.
Oh, what do you think, Mike?
Well, I feel like we may not want to see what's inside of there. And that was my fear of going to the daycare. I agree it's probably the safest, but if there is something wrong, I think that's going to upset us more than, say, going to a bar or...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like seeing children would upset us more than... Because this is going to be like toddlers and like 4 or 5-year-olds. And
yeah, and there is a chance that...
But if you want, I can try to go in first and just see if there's anything like that.
No. No. I wouldn't make you do that. Let's head somewhere else.
Okay. Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to do the convenience store or the bar?
Yeah, you mentioned the convenience store.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so we'll try it.
Okay.
Ow! Ow, leg cramp. Ah!
Oh,
You got bit by a little kid.
No, Michael!
Ah, leg cramp.
I'm going to say you scream out in real pain and you alert of it. No. So you approach the... You back away from the door. You see the blood handprint. And actually, yeah, as Mike turns around...
Why is my leg cramping?
I will mute you.
That's fine. Go ahead.
As as Michael points out to you the handprint, which you now see as a handprint, you do sort of stop yourself and you turn around as you walk away because the handprint, it wasn't even human-sized. It was a small infant or a child's handprint. So you sort of back away tentatively and you get this feeling in the pit of your stomach of uneasiness.
Oh, I've got the jitters again.
And you head back towards the street again, the lightning crashing every once in a while, or flicking once in a while. The thunder feels far off, but the lightning is so present. And you slowly and cautiously cross the street to the convenience store, which sits with its front door open. Again, it's a 2-story convenience store, but it looks like the main part is the only convenience aspect.
That seems bad, that the front door is open. Are the lights on?
No. There's no lights on anything you can see at this moment.
Do I get the impression that there's like a back stairwell?
Like on the outside of the building?
Yeah.
It's actually touching the bar. So the whole front face sort of wraps around on a corner. And you could go around the right side, but it looks like a large chain link fence. So if you do, you would have to walk further into town to sort of cut through an alleyway behind the bar, maybe to find. But there's no access from the street front.
No, I'd rather be inside right now. So with Michael, we make our way across the street and to the front of the bar. Just we put our bodies up against the wall, and I just listen. Again, like I did at the derelict house, and to hear if I listen to anything.
And you do. You give it a listen, and give me a roll.
How much?
We're going to say 1 positive and 1 negative, because the lightning is more distracting.
So my question is, how do I succeed on an equal... If I'm rolling 1 positive, 1 negative, how do I succeed?
I think any dice that succeeds always succeeds. I view it like the Edge of the Empire rules, where a negative doesn't mean you don't succeed. It just means there's negative consequences. Right?
I see. Okay, cool.
So the first dice always will either succeed or fail, and the second dice won't really have any bearing. However, you won't have a negative if it's canceled out by another positive.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Good to know.
I think.
So
that's an example. So you succeed, but you have a negative aspect.
Right. So then how do I... The only way to negate the negative aspect is to have a positive die that
That cancels out the negative, exactly. But I think we're pretty minor with what we do as negatives, so it's not too bad. For example, you do lean forward and listen. However, I'm going to use a real-world example here, and I'm going to say Mycl, behind you, gets a leg cramp. And he does in a moment of weakness. And I'm not going to say actually in weakness. Mycl, you actually think something happened. You think something stabbed you. You're really on edge, and you thought... So you actually freaked out. You yelp. And, and you turn around, and it echoes through the street, and you realize that you do have a leg cramp. And for a second, Justin, as your heart jumps...
I'm right? So sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's raining.
Okay, also real-world example. While we're here, I've got my foot up on the desk so it's stretched out, and in doing so, I knocked over my coffee, and that's why my light kept going out, because I was wiping it up. Gosh. I'm in bad shape tonight, guys. I don't know what's going on. All right, sorry. Yes. Oh, I'm so sorry, Justin.
That's all right. I could barely even hear you. Oh man. Okay. So I didn't hear anything from the convenience store.
No, sorry, you did.
Oh, what did I hear? Sorry.
You didn't hear anything on the main floor, but you heard something maybe higher up.
Okay, I think there's something upstairs, Mycl.
Okay.
So,
do you want to hold the gun now? Would you feel better with that?
No, I think you should still have it, unless you want me to have it. I'm pretty shaky, man. I don't think I can.
I know. So you would feel better without it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay, so in the backpack, I would have sticks, but they're not like regular like rattan sticks. We used cut off axe handles, so they're like really thick, really heavy. And they're about 22 inches long. Do you feel good with basically just beating on something?
I do feel good.
Like something other than yourself or myself or
something else that requires two hands?
Two hands. Yeah. Just one will be fine though. I want to keep one hand free.
Got my left hand free. All right.
All right. So you grab one of them, and Mycl, you still have the gun. Now, are your flashlights back on?
I'm gonna turn my flashlight on as I go.
Once we get inside, yeah.
Okay. So you round the corner to the convenience store, and you click on the light with your gun drawn. And you sort of glance through the aisles, and it's a pretty small convenience store. And what you see is, to your immediate left, you see the counter, vacant. You see some things pulled off the shelves, and the floor kind of strewn about with sort of knickknacks and things like that. And other than that, you don't see anything moving or stirring inside.
Just watch your step, Justin.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So I say maybe stay by the door with the gun drawn, and I'll move in. I'll grab some food.
Okay. So basic safety: be behind the guy with the gun.
Huh?
Yeah. I guess.
You want to stay by the door? I will go grab the food.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Make sure nothing.
So as we go in, you want to like lock the door again?
I don't.
With your hand on the lock in case we have to open it quickly?
I'm going to leave it open, but I'm going to...
Have it on the lock just in case?
Yeah. I'll be ready to bar something if something comes in. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to close any doors anymore.
I hear you. Okay, so Mycl, you step in with the gun, and you see a few things on the shelf, and you grab a few snacks and things of that nature.
Just want to show Mike Kyle I'm using his advice.
Was that? Oh, your foot.
Yeah. Yep.
And and as you're in the sort of back area grabbing something, you hear movement from the floor above you.
Okay. No, I'm not going to call out because I think that's a bad idea at this point.
Sounds a bit like.
Okay, that's not a good sound. So.
Doesn't sound like walking, or it sounds sort of like a tumbling almost.
Yeah, it still doesn't sound good to me. Like, I don't even think we should check that out, do you?
let's just get the food and get out.
I agree.
Okay, so you grab a few Cliff Bars, just enough to sustain yourselves.
And a couple bottles of water, yeah.
A couple bottles of water, and you don't waste any time because
Yeah.
this isn't a movie. And you get back out on the street, and you are back out on the street. And I'm not going to dick you guys around. You're professionals here.
And we are going to work towards the water tower? Is that what we decided?
Now there's a clock tower in this town.
The clock tower, that's what I meant,
Yes. Okay, so you take a few steps further into town, again, debris filling the street, and you see something that you recognize, again, sort of a red splintered wood, and it's something you recognize on the outside of the town. It's sort of scattered throughout. But again, this strikes you as odd because it's red painted wood, and there's odd large shards of it sort of every once in a while as your flashlight sort of dances on the street.
But we can't see like any buildings or any fences or doors that this would be from, and it's...
No, not at this point. Nothing.
I'm gonna pick up I gotta pick up a piece of it to look at later.
So you pick up a piece of it and put it in your pocket.
Yeah. So it's zombie apocalypse from like an exploded Kentucky Fried Chicken or restaurant, maybe.
And you are now in front of the bar, and the bar looks a bit like you want to say almost a fortress. It actually sits into the ground a bit, and the windows are slits. And the stone wall looks new, like it's built within the last 5 years. And immediately, Justin, being methodical, you get a good feeling from it. Now, there again, already from the distance, you do see more mist, and you see more buildings in the town. And actually, far off in the distance, you see a very dim light. But you also do get a feeling about this bar.
If it's fortress-like, that would be a good spot. That's why I was also going to see about a church, because churches are usually fairly secure. Didn't work out for us so well in another zombie apocalypse game we ran, but...
For the kids.
Yeah.
The only thing is I can't imagine that we'd be the first people to realize that the bar would be a fortress, but I'm just going to look in through a window, or one of the slits. And I'm going to hold my flashlight up to the slit and just kind of shine it around just to see if I can make anything out on the inside.
Okay, yeah. So, again, you walk down the steps, the stone steps to it, and go up to one of the windows, and you look in, and you actually see chairs on tables, neatly stacked. The bar looks empty, devoid of life or light, but it looks tampered.
Okay, this looks good. This looks all right. How do we get in?
Well, we can try the door.
There is a door.
Yeah, door sounds like a good idea. And I step up to it and I just test the handle really gently.
And it is locked securely.
Yeah, how do we get in here?
Well, we can check back as well. I mean, it's more than likely going to be locked, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, that's our only really option.
I mean, if it's locked, we could knock.
No.
Now, the front door, you have no experience in picking per se.
Nope.
But with maybe a credit card or something, you feel like you might be able to fidget with it. You might not be successful, but you could try. Just so you're aware, it's not like
Well, I used to do it in high school. I mean,
we all
did it. It'll be the first time that my debit card came into use all night.
Very true.
But Justin, give me a methodical roll.
All right.
So 2 successes and just two positives.
All right, one of them successful.
Okay, so yeah, you get the idea that scoping out all the options is beneficial. And sure enough, you guys walk up the stairs, and to the left side of the building, beside another building, is an alleyway leading to the back.
Dark alleyways on thunderstorm nights with zombies running around. This sounds good.
Well, I'd rather be in a closed-off alleyway than in the middle of the street.
Yep.
With our flashlights.
All right.
I'll go. You've got the gun, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You go first.
Yep.
I'll watch our backs.
Okay, so Mike, you start heading down the darkened alleyway, and again, by this point, the fog is now so thick that you can only see a few feet in front of you.
Yep.
And as you head down,
so what I'm gonna do, Harlan, is every like 3 or 4 steps, I'm gonna stop, squat down, see if I can get a better look, and then stand up.
So you take a few steps and you do that. Give me a roll.
Under logic, it is equal to my logic.
Perfect. So we'll call that a success.
Right.
So you don't see anything. You get the feeling that this alleyway is closed in too, and you feel pretty comfortable that there's nothing directly in front of you.
All right.
So you do the same, and you follow this pattern. And Justin, I'm assuming you stick closely behind?
I'm going to stay close every now and then. Picking up on his lead, I'm going to just crouch down and just look behind us and see if anything is...
Okay. And again, you don't get that feeling. Okay. You guys have been successful at being very quiet, and there's no reason in fog so dense that anything would know you're here, really. It is your interpretation of it. So eventually you make your way to the back, and the alleyway opens up to follow behind the backs of the other buildings, as well as the back of the building that you're looking at, the bar. And as you turn the corner towards the bar, you see a back door at ground level with a large glass pane that you could probably easily smash and get in.
At the back of the bar?
At the back of the bar.
A smashable piece of glass.
But no light coming out from there?
But no light coming out. Justin, give me another methodical roll.
And there's a door, you said?
There is a door. That's the door, the back door.
Okay. One of them successful again.
Justin, you kind of take a step back, and you get an idea that while the fog is thick, you feel like there could be something a little higher on the wall that would require a flashlight.
Okay. So I put my hand on Michael's shoulder. I just say, 1 sec, I think I see something. I pull out my flashlight, and I aim above the door.
And sure enough, about 10 feet up to the left, you see a ladder leading to the roof. You see a large padlock on it that's sort of locking it off. But with a boost, one person at the very least would be able to climb up.
I've seen those padlocked ladders at Tim Hortons, and every time I see them, I feel like I'm taller than them. Like,
well, this one's just bumped up a little more.
So, okay, so if Mycl gives me a boost, can I use my long reach to give me a bonus? Orlando?
Yep.
All right. So, so 2 successes and a chance of failure?
Yes. Let's do that.
All right. All right. Okay, Mike, just steady. All right, so I got 1 success and 1 failure.
Okay, so sure enough, Mike can boost you up pretty successfully, and you are at the height. And yeah, I'm going to say you climb over, and you are now holding on to the rungs of the ladder. However, only a few steps up, and Mike is almost completely in fog.
All right.
Which also goes for you, Mike. You can't quite see Justin's at his feet now.
It's okay. If anything happens, I will scream in terror.
Yeah, how are you going to get up?
Oh, I can get up there. That's fine.
How are you
I'm not worried about that. I can run, put a foot on, grab, and I can do chin-ups. I got this.
Okay.
You get the feeling that it won't be that easy.
I feel like it's pretty easy.
Okay.
Because I know, like, with a 9 foot, I can get up and on top of it. Because I've done that.
Okay.
So I feel like if I've got the foot on the wall to give me that little extra, it would work. But
and there is
I also have no problem rolling for it.
You can also put a foot on where the padlock is, right?
You could also what, sorry?
Put a foot on where the padlock is?
No, because the padlock would be on the ladder at the top, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, to drop it down more.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. I can't drop it from where I am, eh? Oh, I'd have to
break the padlock. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. A padlock at the top.
All right. So now that I'm at the top, I'm just gonna say, okay, well, I'm gonna stay here and listen. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, it's quite a distance up. It's maybe a two, not quite a distance. It's a 2-story up. And by the time you get to the top, you see the gravel roof, and you walk over to kind of give a look around in the fog. And again, you can see now, just sort of, it's almost surreal because you can't see the street below you. You can't see anything beyond. You just see the black rim of sort of the part of the roof that you're on. And you get a really eerie feeling as the stone roof sort of just kind of crackles beneath your feet moving.
Do I see a door anywhere? Anywhere
You
leading
do
down?
see off in the distance, maybe 6 feet ahead of you, you see a small square hatch leading into the building.
Okay, so I'm going to step towards the hatch and just investigate it to see if it's padlocked or locked.
So you take a step towards the hatch,
Yeah.
and you hear that crunch of the stones beneath your feet.
I'm a heavy stepper too.
I know. And as you stop before the hatch, you hear another crunch. That's not your own. Coming from your left to the fog.
Okay, and I immediately crouch and begin to shake and just look in that direction with my bat or whatever it is held up in a beam.
Okay, so you turn in that direction and you do hold something up. And you hear... And through the piercing moonlight, a silhouette appears before you. Of this figure, sort of with one arm out in a twisted fashion. And you hear the labored breathing.
Okay.
And the first thing you see actually are its feet and a dribbling of red dripping onto the stones below it.
So I'm gonna start making my way back to the ladder.
Okay, so you move, and with the crunch of the stones under your feet, it turns towards you.
Oh, it wasn't looking right at me, eh?
It was
Oh,
in your
I
direction.
couldn't see. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it turns sort of towards where the sound came, and it takes another step towards you. It's now maybe 3 feet away. But
All right.
again, because the fog is so thick, it seems like it's almost just sort of searching for you.
And at this point, I'm going to bolt to the ladder. Run towards
Okay.
it as fast as I can.
All right, so let's roll. It's going to be, what do you have for physical benefits here?
Heavy stepper, long
that's
reach,
gonna be
so
it.
nothing
That's
really.
actually a draw, yeah.
Well, drawback. I'm not trying to be stealthy right now.
No. Okay, so we're going to give you 1 positive and 2 negatives.
Okay. All right, so double fail.
Okay. So, you quickly run towards the roof. And the creature, or the being, whatever it is, understands you're there completely and lunges for you, and you feel the cold, wet, soft skin on your arm tear a gaping gash into you as you brush past it. And again, immense pain shoots through your entire body, and your arm goes tight as if contorting.
Okay.
However, you just touch the kind of the cusp of the metal. And you, again, that was the failure, but as a negative, you actually yelp in pain. And Michael, you below hear a, ah!
Justin,
All right, so
what's going on?
how far is it from me?
The creature?
Yeah.
When it struck you, you now have your hand on it. It's basically on you. It's behind you.
Oh, okay, so it's that close, eh?
It's not holding you. It's just scraped you essentially, but
And-
quite damaged, quite severely.
Okay, so with my other hand, I'm just gonna try to grab it, and I'm gonna just kind of roll down, because my plan wasn't to actually go down the ladder. I'm just gonna grab its arm, and I'm gonna try to fling it over the edge.
You're gonna try to throw it over the edge.
Throw it over the edge, yeah.
Okay, so You go to grab the arm,
Yeah.
and your fingers sink into its flesh, as its
Okay.
soft, almost malleable, rotting flesh crumbles between. And give me a roll for
The dexterity for attack?
dexterity, yes.
All right. What am I rolling? How many?
We're going to do one positive. Do you have any advantages?
Long reach, possibly. If it's
That
right on me.
would be good to grab it securely, so I'll give you a positive. So
Okay.
we'll do 2 positive, 2 negative.
Okay. 1 success cancels out a fail, so 1 consequence.
Okay, so 1 fail then.
So 1 negative consequence. Well, I like the way you were talking about it with Star Wars. If we could just change the language slightly to like a success or a consequence, because like you can fail
Yeah.
and get no consequences, or you can fail and have consequences.
But my understanding in this case would be that's a fail and a consequence, because
Yes.
your success canceled out. So yeah, that's a
exactly.
fail and a consequence. So
Yeah.
you go to reach for it, and your fingers sink into its sinewy flesh. It's almost wet and bile-like, and you feel sick to your stomach instantly as you pull on its arm, and the skin and flesh and bones actually come with it. It pulls down the bone, and you can feel the cartilage and the hardness of the bone as you slide down. And immediately you let go in just absolute horror. And again, you yelp out, which gives the creature another chance to swipe at you. And roll... do we do dodge at this?
Yeah, it's vitality.
Okay, so give me a roll for vitality, just a straight vitality roll.
Just 1?
Yeah.
It's a success.
Okay, so it goes to swipe at you, but actually part of your retraction and horror benefited you, because as you take a step back and the sort of flesh begins falling off your fingers that you've touched, and its skin just dots the ground, it just swipes you and just scrapes your shirt.
Oh, God. Okay. There's one up here, Michael. There's one up here.
And I'll be trying to get up there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
May or may not make it because I'm panicked now, and
Yeah. And it's pretty tough, but I'll give it to you. Well, it'll be a difficult try. I'll give you two negatives. So give me a positive and 2 negatives, unless you have something that would benefit you physically.
no.
Okay, so 1 positive, 2 negatives. For physical?
So I'd have 2 failures, 1 success.
Oh, you succeeded?
No, I don't know.
What's your target number?
I'm doing dexterity,
Yes.
so it would be 3 as my target.
Okay, so no. So fail and negative. So
That's
you
what I
go
thought.
to
Okay.
yeah. So you go to jump for it, but you actually, because of the fog, you misjudge where the wall is, and
I'm
you
totally panicking because I'm feeling really guilty that I let Justin go up there.
Yeah. And you actually miss the wall with your foot, and you come down hard on the ground, and you actually club your head on the stone wall. And it doesn't hurt all that much, but you are slightly bleeding a bit.
Yeah.
So take a bit of damage in that thing.
Just like a stress?
Yeah,
Or
stress.
trauma.
Yeah, stress.
Alrighty.
So yeah, you hear him kind of moving, and you hear the stones, and in a kind of a scuff, you actually feel kind of stones falling on you, as you can feel the roof kind of being kicked up by their movements.
And now I'm just looking for anything to help me, like a little box, a garbage can, or anything to help me get that first jump to get a little higher.
Okay,
Anything.
so yeah, you do see actually a large sort of those green bins, like a big metal one on wheels.
Okay, so I will, if I can, roll it over, or if I can jump from that to the ladder,
It's a
either
bit
way.
too far, so you run over and you try to push it, but it's not moving at all.
Fuck. I'm getting like really panicky now because I know Justin needs me,
Give me a logic roll, Mike.
and I just can't. I'm just too much guilt for letting him go up there by himself. Oh, I got nothing. I'm just so like.
Okay, so you keep pushing it, and you can't get why it's not moving because it seems empty.
Yeah.
And Justin, you're up top, and it's now taking a swipe at you, and you have a chance to react.
I'm gonna bull rush it and just try to knock it over. I'm not gonna try to grab it or anything. I'm just gonna try to push it. That's
Okay.
what I feel like I'd reflexively do.
All right, give me a dexterity.
3 or 2 again? Or long
Let's
reach?
make 1 positive, 1 negative.
No long reach this time.
Long reach, not bull rushing. I don't think that would be too advantageous.
Yeah.
Because you're not grabbing him, you're sort of just knocking into him.
Fail and a consequence again.
Okay, so you go to bull rush him, and you actually knock him over. It's not that he's so light, but the actual benefit goes to him because you fall down with him. Right. And now he's basically just under you, and you feel the teeth bite into your shoulder again as your whole body just fills with pain. And immediately blood just speckles on your cheek from your own wound, and looking down you see the rotted, fleshy head, half scald coming out, and rotting hair, and the smell just burns your nostrils as you look down, and he pulls back, leaving a tooth. A rotted tooth within your skin. All right.
Is that a stress point?
That is, yeah. You should be at 3 stresses now, so you should have a trauma now.
A trauma.
Oh, sorry, 2. No, he swiped you, he missed you, and then he bit you.
Yeah. Okay. And so he can attack me again. I think
yes. Yeah, it is going to be his turn. So he is going to actually reel back based on what he's done, and he smashes his own head against the stones. And again, little bits of his skull sort of paint the stones before you. You see leaving like a mark on the stones. And he sort of just writhes, almost confused and animalistic, like a troubled animal caught in a zoo, just acting out of instinct. And again, he tries biting you, his own tooth clinking against his own rotted teeth again as he bites you again. And this time, biting that same spot tears out a large chunk of what he just chewed on, revealing your own bone through your shirt as you scream in absolute pain. This time, it does leave a trauma.
Okay. All right. So what do I do for trauma?
So trauma is something that cannot ever go back. So this is going to be your left arm being negatived, I guess. I don't have the things right up.
Shoulder injury, I'll just say.
Yeah, shoulder injury is going to be big. It's going to be a big negative. Right shoulder injury for now, and we'll play it into how it will work in a second.
All right.
So Mycl, you're still pushing this garbage can, with for all reasons should be moving. It's completely empty, and whatever reason, in panic mode, you just cannot move it.
So obviously, very quickly check wheels, kicking at them to see if there's anything like even a little rock or something might be stopping it.
So you look down and you realize immediately that each wheel has a red lock on it, so they don't. Yeah, exactly. And again, in your moment of like absolute pressure, you just totally forgot. So you
and I'm just like, fuck, I'm an idiot. Fuck.
And you flick those off, and you wheel it under, and you can lock it off, and you climb on top with ease.
And you hear me howl in pain as it bit into me again.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mike? I will scramble up there as quickly as I can.
Okay. And Mike, you just about reached the top, and Justin, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm just going to not even a rage, I don't know. I'm just start smashing its head just with my fists. I make a double fist and I just start smashing its face in.
Perfect. So I'm going to give you 2 advantage, 1 negative.
Okay. All right. So a success and a consequence.
Okay. So you begin smashing his face in sort of a reactionary, compulsive, pain-driven sense, and very easily, with very minimal resistance, the first hit just concaves his skull. And after the second hit, you're mashing bone and sinew into the stones beneath you, as each one cuts your own skin with the bone, the sharp bone, kind of bleeding into your own hands. Okay. So you do take another stress as a negative consequence of that. But the creature just sort of writhes beneath you, and his hands and legs still sort of move in sort of an unnatural, beheaded insect motion, sort of.
And with just a burst of adrenaline, I just push myself off of him.
Yeah,
and
which you do.
Land
but your other hand immediately needs to cut your shoulder because you can feel yourself losing
Yeah.
an immense amount of blood.
Yeah. My
And Mike, you're now at the top, and you literally just saw that unfold.
Oh my God! So, come over. Like, so Justin is standing now.
No.
The other
Now
thing is-
lying on his back on the stone still.
Okay, run over, like, boot that other thing in the head as hard as I can as I get over to Justin, ripping off my hoodie to try to do my, like, I'd probably take off my shirt as well to
Okay.
tighten it and use the hoodie wrapped up as a sling.
Yeah. So you do, and you tighten it, and Justin, you wail in the darkness.
I'm so sorry, Justin. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Stop apologizing.
And you tighten it, and give me a roll for logic. I'll give you a benefit because you have skills in doing stuff like this before. So it'll just be 2 positives.
Oh, sorry. So 2 fails.
Okay. So it's on, but you can still feel like you still notice that it's getting bloodied fast.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's leaking, and it's because you don't have the proper materials to properly close the wound.
So just keep your other hand on it, Justin. Keep the pressure there. Do the best you can, buddy. Okay, and I'm gonna try to give a listen as I'm hugging him and cuddling him, and I'm gonna try to give a listen to see if there's anything else going on.
Yeah. So it's pretty clear that you can hear movement now in the street below you.
Okay, the
You
street's
hear
fine.
bumping into the.
Now, is there roof access to the bar?
Yeah. So you notice. Yeah. Justin tells you. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hatch. There's a hatch leading down. But,
Okay. Let's just give me a second, and I'm just gonna go over and see if I can open it.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you easily go over and you pull a simple hatch off the roof, and you open it up, and you can see the wooden floor of the bar below you.
All right. So I'd have to like jump down. There's no ladder or anything, or
Not that you can see. It looks like it's a small storeroom. It doesn't look like a long drop though. Maybe 6.
yeah,
or 7
but
feet.
nothing Justin can do with
No.
wounded shoulder.
You know, Mike, it bit me. It bit me in the arm. It bit me in the shoulder. And
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. We might be able to get some alcohol on it and kill it.
That's true.
Okay, so, okay, looking down very quickly inside, they have to have a way up, even if is it stacking boxes or?
No, there is a ladder, but it's attached to the side, sort of like a pull-off ladder that you can clip onto the roof. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go in, see if there's anything we can use.
All right.
All right.
All right. Be quick.
So I'll
Mike,
hop down.
Yeah, you easily drop down, and Justin, as you're just writhing in pain up there, you see the creature next to you again, his body just twitching every once in a while and kicking in unnatural ways. And Mike, you drop down, and you're in sort of a small storeroom with metal shelves, and the door to this room is shut, thankfully. And it's pretty small that you're confident nothing else is in here.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah,
looking for alcohol, anything that looks like bleach even at this point.
Yeah, so in this room, you immediately see a ton of paper towels. You see toilet paper. You see cleaners.
Yeah.
These are the things that are coming at you immediately. You start sort of looking for bleach. You don't see anything at first. You know there'd be alcohol outside, but nothing other than sort of the basics jump out to you.
Okay. So worst case scenario, I'm going to throw some paper towel in the backpack, throw the bottle of bleach in the backpack, empty out whatever weapons I have if I need to, because there's it's only a backpack, it's not that big, and then listen at the door.
Okay, so you go to take a listen and you don't hear anything.
Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to open up the door.
And the bar, it's the top layer of the bar, not the downstairs that you looked, but it looks completely vacant. Chairs are stacked.
Yeah.
Everything looks pretty...
Quickly go grab some alcohol, look behind the bar if there's a first aid kit.
Yeah, so you go, alcohol is pretty accessible. Yep. Well, do you grab the bottles, there's bottles on display and there's bottles under the counter?
I grab under the counter.
Okay, so you grab what, vodka, rum?
Whatever.
It matters.
Okay.
Rum? Okay, rum. Interesting.
Because I do well with rum.
Fair enough.
We learned that one Wednesday not too long ago. Okay. And yeah, just do a quick scan for a first aid kit as well.
You don't see any. Well, give me a roll.
Okay. And the fuck.
No, you don't see.
Okay, so again, I'm just cursing myself and just like getting more and more anxious because I know that I'm not thinking straightly because I'm stressed, and that's just cyclical.
Yeah.
And so from that point, I would just run out, throw the ladder on, climb up, and then probably at that point also pull the ladder up with me again.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do that. Justin's still writhing in pain.
And do I see the other thing twitching?
It is still twitching, yeah.
Oh, I fucking boot that thing off the roof then.
Okay, so you go to pick it up, or you just kick it?
No, I'm using feet.
Okay,
like,
so you sort of
full on like.
Yeah.
Bend it like Beckham's soccer.
So you start kicking it, and rather than actual moving it, you're just kicking pieces off it. So you sort of kick like the hand off, and it throws. You sort of break its spine, and now it's in two pieces, and you just keep kicking it. You find it's very weak. It's just sort of disintegrating in pieces.
Okay, I'm fine. And once I feel like there's enough pieces, then I'm running back over to Justin. And...
Yeah, it's severed in half, and it's missing an arm and a leg. So it's sort of there. Still pushing it. So you go back to Justin.
Yeah.
And
how you doing, buddy?
I feel like it's moving. How do I feel? Do I feel like...
You feel like an immense pain, a burning hot pain, but you've never had an injury like this, so you cannot relate it. But you are worried, because you're not an idiot, and we've all played zombies and watched movies, so you are immediately worried.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm scared, Mike. I'm scared. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to become that bag of bones.
Okay, so I immediately start, I'm sorry this is going to hurt, ripping things off, pouring the alcohol on, and looking for any other spot that he's injured, pouring it on, and be like, do you want to drink this?
So we'll give you 3 rolls, all successes. See what you can do. Okay, so 2 successes, perfect. And
a willpower roll.
Yeah, sure.
So 1 and 1. Okay, so wow, I actually got a success.
Very nice. So you actually feel Mike knows what he's doing, and based on what he's doing, you actually feel very confident.
Right. But as a consequence, I should take a stress. Like
no, because you succeeded.
I succeeded, but doesn't the consequence still happen?
No, you had 2 successful rolls, didn't you?
No, one. I put 1 as success and 1 as a negative.
Oh no, you wouldn't have a negative for your willpower.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah. No.
Sweet.
Negative would be like, if you're trying something and you're falling off the roof, because you can't get. Put it this way, you can't get any more freaked out than you are now. So there's no.
Well, I'm looking at my mental stress level being at 0, and I'm like, yeah.
I see what you're saying. Your mental stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a stress.
Yeah. Okay.
You talked me into it.
Yeah. Just trying to keep it real, man.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. So yeah, and Justin, you don't feel, better per se, but you don't feel.
Catatonic.
Yeah, you're not writhing in pain. You can now move and stand up.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike. You're a saint.
And now I'm also going to take one of the bottles of water, and then pour that on as well to give a better rinse off.
Okay.
And then try to redress the sling.
Okay, so, and again, knowing what you know that his shoulder wound will need stitches immediately.
Yep.
If it's not stitched up, it's just going to bleed out and he'll die.
Yeah.
So you've got it to a point where he can be transported in the next 5 minutes, but without the needle and thread, he'll bleed out 1,000%. So, yeah, his other scratch, which you see along his back, is okay. It's not that deep, or his arm, I should say.
Yeah.
But his shoulder is gaping.
All right. So Justin, downstairs, it looked pretty empty. I only saw a little bit, but I'm thinking right now it might be our best bet because we might be able to get into the kitchen, and I know you're not going to like it, but we can try burning it. Because I'm definitely not going to try to sew you back together.
Oh, let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's just get downstairs.
All right. Are you okay to go down the ladder?
Maybe you should go down first.
Okay. Okay. So put the ladder back on, go on down, and like tentatively watch Justin and be like, just in case I gotta try to catch him. And be like,
So Justin, I mean, you're using one arm
even
to
though
do it.
his legs would hit the ground as I'm catching him.
Well, but you're also running on adrenaline.
Yeah.
Your whole lower body's fine. Just your two arms. One is scratched and it hurts. The other one is an absolute pain. But your mind is pretty agile right now. You actually, weirdly, you feel pretty good. You're running on steam, but it feels
like the pain is muffled.
Exactly. So no, you make it down to the storeroom pretty successfully. And Mycl, as you step down, you smack yourself because you do see the aid kit is actually behind the door. No, it's not your fault. You just didn't notice it the first time. The aid kit is sitting there, stuck behind the door.
Yeah.
All right. Can you close the hatch?
Yeah. I will go back up the ladder.
Yeah.
And I can close it.
Easily.
Is there a way to lock it or anything? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say there. It's just sort of like a. Chung.
Yeah. So I'll do that for now, and I'll come down and be like, "Oh, sweet deal. We're gonna have to go through all that again. I'm really sorry again, Justin, but there is a first aid kit here, so we can clean it properly, and I can actually get you a real sling and that sort of stuff going through. So I'll redo it all again.
Now, in the aid kit, you also see a needle and thread.
I would rather burn it. I don't feel skilled enough to. Like, how big is it? Like, do I feel like
pretty big.
I could...
But cauterizing it wouldn't do the trick. The problem with cauterizing it is because some of the bone is visual. You could cauterize it after it was closed, and that would maybe be beneficial. But cauterizing at this point would only just burn the immediate area, but it would still bleed from underneath.
Okay.
You know that sewing is necessary.
So, dude, I'm gonna have to try it. So, do you want more to drink?
More rum, yeah.
Okay. What do you want? Shirley Temple? I'll freaking whip something up.
Shirley Temple.
I guess that's not alcoholic.
Lots of rum in it.
Long Island iced teas.
Long Island iced tea. Just anything, man. Just give me
Fuzzy
the
navels.
Actually,
it's yours.
Wine? It sounds weird.
Wine,
but wine?
Yeah, I will definitely get some wine.
Wine is the best drunk. Wine gives me a fuzzy feeling.
So it's actually not a bad idea, and you do actually start drinking, and Justin, the pain obviously does subside. You do get loopy, but at this point, it's anything that you can do to sort of dull the pain. And Justin lies down on the bar, Mycl, and you have your flashlight in your mouth.
Yeah. I will do the best I can.
All right, tell me how it works.
Well, I've got the needle and thread, and I'm just gonna pinch it, and loop it through, and tie each one off as I go.
All right, so give me 2 rolls. One because we're gonna do.
I guess it'd still be dexterity, right?
Actually, you know what?
Or logic?
We're gonna do 2 separate rolls.
Yep.
We're gonna use logic first, and give me 2 on a logic roll.
2 failures.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Justin, you take a stress, and we're gonna call it actually a mental stress, because you notice that he's sort of jabbing around a bit, and based on Mycl's sort of tentativeness to not want to do this, you suddenly feel a very lack in confidence in him, and you are starting to lose it.
Yeah.
So now give me a dexterity roll, Mycl, and we'll give it 2 as well.
2?
2 rolls. Okay. Both positive.
And both successes.
Excellent. Right. So while confidence-wise you're shaking, like
yes, absolutely.
And so is Justin. You actually have the dexterity to thread it fairly well, and at the end of it, it looks very good. To the point where actually, Justin, you can't move it very well because you're afraid that the things will split. But you actually get a bit of a comfortable boost, half being drunk, because of it. And Mycl, you patch it up and you.
Yeah, I'll clean it one more time.
Yeah, but you actually feel very confident about it.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's now about 11:30.
Wow.
11:30 at night, and the bar again is quiet. you kind of take a break and you walk to the window, and you do see that light still far down in the distance.
Okay. So what I want to do is, again, just see if there's a room that I can lock Justin in for a little bit, so that I can go check out the rest of the bar.
Sure, yeah, so you could lock him in that room that you climbed through the roof.
Do you feel okay with that?
Do I want to be locked in
Or
a
do you
room?
want to come with me?
Why, are you going to go somewhere?
Well, I just want to check out the rest of this bar, because I've only really been, like, I haven't looked in bathrooms, I haven't looked to see if there's a basement.
Well, I'm feeling...
Or do you feel like we should just both hold up in this little room for now?
Listen, man, you stitched me up. You saved my life. Yeah. You do what you gotta do. I mean, that you make the decisions, all right?
Okay. I think at this point...
Actually, hold on. Justin, give me a willpower roll.
All right.
And it's going to be two die.
2 positives or just 2?
Yeah, 2 positives.
Both fail.
What's your willpower? Just 1?
Just 1.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to say you want to go with them. I'm going to say, and it's the alcohol.
Yeah.
You're drunk right now, and you actually feel like you're starting to get on the other end of this, right? Like you it hurts, but your pain's subsided, and you're kind of like, I just fucking like, I
killed a zombie with my
so you're
fists,
feeling,
man.
you're not like super confident, but you're actually you don't want to start to be the dud. You want to start, you want to be a part of.
Okay, you know what I think we do, Justin? This is what I think what we do right now. Let's not worry about the entire bar. Let's go to the kitchen, see if there's actually edible food, like loaves of bread. Go to the fridge, see if there's something we can really mow down on, get comfy, see if there's any like fire blankets, safety blankets, anything like that, and we just go in this little room and sleep there for the night, and see if we can get some rest our heads, clear our heads, and.
That sounds good. Michael. Let's do it.
Okay. So yeah, you move through the bar. This floor is sort of like, I guess, a nightclub-ish area. You can see it really happening in the day. It's mainly bar. Well, what I mean is like
downtown White River.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like the Bear in Firkit. You know the bear at the corner?
Yeah.
How that top area has sort of like. So it's like that. And then downstairs is sort of more of a restaurant / also a bar. Everything seems abandoned. Everything seems, well, not abandoned, but closed. Like everything's neatly stacked. You don't get any feeling. You tentatively walk through the entire place, gun drawn, to make sure everything's safe, but you feel pretty confident nothing's here. You do make your way to the kitchen, and again, you find shelves of bread and whatever you need to.
Okay.
So under flashlight, you eat romantically.
Oh, maybe candlelight. I'm sure they got
even.
Candles and matches and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Actually, if there's a garbage can, we could even maybe have a controlled fire.
You could.
if we can't get the stove working.
It's not cold at all. Like
it's too warm
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I meant more for cooking. If there was like,
but
if we can't get the stove going,
fruit and veg stuff that you can eat.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, raw dinner.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think Chris and Harlan are doing right now?
I don't know.
Wait till next week. You'll see what Chris and Harlan did this night.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Zombie apocalypse from the other side. What Chris and Harlan did while Michael and Justin were doing it.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
I just picture them like standing. I wonder if they're okay. And you guys are like standing on top of a van, surrounded by zombies. Like, fuck yeah, motherfucker! I just worry about them. I don't know if they'd be able to handle themselves as well.
As well. Better, man.
They're not
so
here
yeah,
right now,
you feel now a little bit more comfortable, more full.
Okay, so then we'll move back into that little room
upstairs.
And I don't know, Justin. Just don't take this the wrong way, but I really feel like you should sleep inside the locked room, just in case something happens. Just in case we didn't clean it enough. I don't mean to panic you, but I
know what you mean. Yeah, I'll just hang out in here, and
Like you go. Is there another room I could get locked in, or is it just that one room?
There is a basement, but there is not really a lock in the basement, so no.
Right.
It's pretty much that room.
All right. Well, I think I'm probably safer with you, locked in the same room with you then, and we'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever you want to do, man. Like.
And Justin eats Mycl's brains.
I'm worried.
I'm worried too.
I mean, I feel way better. I'm just gonna look in a mirror. I'm just gonna look and see if there's anything different about.
Okay.
My face.
Yeah, you take a look and you kind of look in your eyes.
Yeah.
Not bloodshot, but you don't.
It could just be the alcohol.
Yeah, it's tough
adrenaline.
because you're sort of now drugged up too, and you've been in pain. So really, you can't. You can give me a roll, but I'll tell you now, it's going to be near impossible to find out.
Tell you what, Mike. How about we take some of this rope? There's probably rope around somewhere, or some sort of tether, and just tie up one of my wrists.
Okay. And actually, I was thinking more like your feet, tie them together.
Yeah.
Okay, and then maybe, if you don't mind, a wrist to something as well. Yeah.
So you start looking for some rope, and you're sort of poking around, and Mycl,
duct tape, anything, yeah.
Yeah, and
Cable
so
ties.
Mycl, you're sort of in the top area, and suddenly in the pit of your stomach, you feel just sick. Something drops in you. You just feel something is wrong, and you stop. And you hear something downstairs.
Actually, that was pretty rhythmical. So I will tap on the floor.
So you hear it, and it feels like it's coming down from the main floor. And you tap on the floor, and there's no answer. And a few seconds later,
so I'll go.
And there's nothing. And Justin, you start hearing it too, and you kind of come out of the back room to where Mycl is, and you both stop, and you can hear it.
They're downstairs, just in a basement. That's the only stuff beneath us, is the basement or the main floor?
Well, it sounds almost echoey. Like something is knocking.
On the ceiling from downstairs.
Doesn't feel that close.
Huh. You hear that too, Mike?
Yeah, I'm not liking it. I don't like that it didn't answer.
And again, you hear, and you get the feeling like it's coming from the front of the building. And out in the front sort of glass, you can see the walkway down to the front door. But you can't see exactly if someone were at it.
Well, you're right. It is rhythmical.
Well, let's take a look. And so I'll go to the door and just be like, "Hello?"
So you head downstairs, and as you kind of walk towards the front door, Justin, are you joining him?
Yeah.
So as you walk to the front door, those slits that sort of showed the front of the building, you see flashes of light pass by them. Very dim light.
Cops?
Maybe. Do you want to open and do a little shout out? Like that's coming from the basement or coming from the door?
Now, as you're standing in the main room, it's coming from the front door. The door that you originally tried.
Yeah, so I'm going up to the door and saying, "Hello?"
And you hear a voice on the other side.
Yeah.
Hello?
Who is it?
Open the door.
Okay. Justin, you okay with this?
Why didn't he say who it was?
I don't know. But I will have the gun ready.
Okay.
What's the door made out of?
It's like it's a pretty heavy door, big thick wood.
Okay. So I will have the gun sort of just kind of slightly behind my back, I guess. Or no, I'd probably have it right there.
Okay.
And just unlock the door and open it a little bit. Oh, I guess if it's a restaurant, it actually opens out.
Yes.
Okay.
So you open the door and you see a figure standing there. And on either side of this figure are other people. And as you open the door, you see about 4 or 5 people standing there, all wearing masks. And the figure standing closest is in a hood, and he's holding a dim candle with a cover on it from the rain. And he says, "Can you let us in?"
I don't know. Are you vampires? I've made this mistake before. I'll close the door again. Justin, you okay with this?
The door's already open.
Yeah.
There's like 5 of them. I don't know if we have much of a choice.
Okay. So I'll open the door.
And the figure steps in past you, very non-aggressively, almost as if he has nothing to fear. And the other figures enter as well, and they all step into the main room of the bar.
All right.
"Have you come for blood?" he says in almost a monotone voice.
I look at Mycl.
"Have you come for blood?"
Who are you?
"Are you repentant?" And the other voices sort of echo, "Repentant, repentant."
Can you please take off your mask?
And the other figures sort of just look at him, sort of slowly. And he looks down and he takes off his mask. And he looks up and you see a large chunk of his face is severed and sort of cut off. And part of his jaw is showing. And he looks at you and he looks at Justin. "Are you here to atone for your sins?" And he puts his mask back on.
I feel at this point I'm just going to shoot him.
Yeah?
Basically point blank, yeah.
Okay. So give me a roll.
Oh, fuck! Forgot to take off the safety!
So, yeah, I think actually safety might be a better angle for it than missing. So I'm going to say you do. You draw your gun and you fire directly at him, and it just clicks.
Yeah.
And without doing anything, he sort of just tilts his head, and the 4 of them walk towards you. And in an instant, you go to move to hit them, and you turn to Justin, who falls forward as well after one struck on the back. And in a kerfuffle that lasts only seconds, the 2 of you are on the floor. And when you open your eyes again, you see the cold steel bars of a prison cell. And the 5 figures in masks are standing outside the cell. And you hear a growling in the darkest corner of that same cell. A growling that you recognized as the guttural, animalistic growling of the creatures that you've been fighting. And we're going to leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the end of the world zombie apocalypse. I have had such a blast with my two friends here. Thank you guys so much for being with us. This is the start of our summer trials, the Invictus Games. These are going to be lasting for the next, well, 5 cumulative weeks, 4 continuing after this. Next week, we are going to be back with The Running Dead. We are going to be quest coring. We're going to be doing a Swashbuckler's Life Part 2, as well as Roll for Shoes, run by our very attractive Chris. Well, they're all attractive. So that is what we have in store. Be sure to check out the Facebook group nonstop, because we're going to be running mini games as well as a slew of other fun activities. Make sure you vote for your favorite caption so that person can win and be entered into sort of the final draw. Whoever wins the mini game, each of the individual mini games is going to have a final sort of cumulative round at the end of the summer games, or the summer trials, I should say, to really sort of. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a blast. So make sure you check back as much as you can. Keep the comments and conversations flowing, guys. This has been fantastic. So much great stuff tonight.
Yeah. I got to say, great descriptions, Harlan.
Thank you.
They're all
from experience.
Creepy and.
Thank you, and it was a fun playing, and great playing from you two too. Very, very authentic, and that's the blast about playing a game like this. End of the world. It's always, playing yourself. You have to really think about what you're doing, and I think these guys did a fantastic job of doing it, because I believed everything they were playing. So yes, make sure you check back. We're going to see you next Wednesday. Make sure you like the video, because we always get that one downvote, of course. And go ahead, and we will see you next week. And Chris isn't here, so as Chris always likes to say, Justin,
we'll see you around the table.
We're going to see you around the table, guys. Good night.
Good night.